Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another glorious episode of Jedi Talk. I am your host, Brad Hughes, and today we have another great show for you guys. The whole council's here again. First off, to my right, let me introduce the first one up on the council, Evan Boucher. Evan, where can everyone find you on the internet before we get started?
Hello there, everybody. You can find me just on Instagram and I guess YouTube at Evan T. Boucher.
Beautiful. You can find, I should have said my stuff up first too. You can find me at The Brad Ventures on Instagram and youtube.com/TheBradVentures for all the fun stuff we do over there.
He got it all right. I'm so proud of him.
I studied this week. To Evan's immediate right, Tom Oakry of the glorious Fourth Mother Box podcast. Tom, what the hell's going on?
By the right of the council, by the will of the Force, I am loving life right now, and everything is going pretty swell. Pretty swell.
Beautiful.
You know, when you're ignorant to what the world is forcing
it's the
in your
best.
face,
That's
it's
me.
pretty fucking
That is
sweet.
me.
Oh, it's the best,
To
dude.
a
Like
T.
not knowing what's going. Like there was something that happened the other day. The only thing I see is like celebrity news because it becomes memes. Like I saw when almost said Mark Norman. That's not the right. That's Mark Norman's a comic.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald. That's
Yes.
what I was talking about. When I saw he died, man, that one was rough.
Man.
He was awesome. Did you ever see the do you know who he is, Evan?
I do, but if you start listing off the things he's in, I'll be like, oh yeah.
He
But
was
I can't tell you right
his
now.
most popular thing, I think, at least for me, was
SNL.
was his appearances on SNL.
Yeah.
He,
Oh, right,
He
yeah.
he did Weekend Update for a long time.
Okay.
But my favorite thing was he was Turd Ferguson.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, then yeah,
he,
of course.
he played
yeah.
What's the actor's name? My brain is mush today. Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Burt
He was
Reynolds,
Burt
yeah.
Reynolds on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
Hey, Turd Ferguson. He was that was like his most famous, at least to me, sketch. So
Yeah.
rest in peace to him, man. He was
I can vividly see that.
a great comic. I forget who it was. I was listening to a podcast today. And some comic was telling a story about how I think it may have been Eric Griffin on The King and the Sting. But he was talking about how one time he just saw Norm go on stage, and he was just like, he walked on stage. He was like, "Wow, I should have eaten that ham sandwich earlier." And like he just kept doing his sketch,
Yeah.
and then every few minutes he just kept doing his routine, and then every few minutes he'd be like, "Man, I really wish I'd eaten that ham sandwich." He was that kind
That's
of like
good stuff.
absurdist humor. Like
Yeah.
I loved his sense of humor.
Was he death first on Family Guy, or was it Adam Carolla? You remember
Corolla was. I think he was.
I think
always
Corolla
death.
was first.
Corolla was first,
No, I think
but
they
then
did
Norm
both.
took
both
over.
of
Oh,
them.
they both.
Yeah,
wait, he
Corolla
did?
was first.
I didn't even know that he was death.
Yeah,
I know
somebody
Corolla
was first, and then-
early on.
Yeah,
But I
I
don't
didn't
know exactly
remember
who
that
was
until
first.
you said it, and then
See,
I was
I
like,
didn't
oh
even
yeah,
know that. So
yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. He was awesome. Anyone listening to this, go watch like a Norm Macdonald YouTube rabbit hole. It's some of the funniest shit ever. My favorite story of him of all time was how he got kicked off Saturday Night Live. Do you guys know this story?
Not
No.
at all.
So the head of NBC, which is what the channel SNL's on, still to this day, was friends with O.J. Simpson. And when the O.J. thing happened, he kept doing jokes about it. And they're like, look, you can't keep doing jokes about O.J. So he would write jokes, submit them for approval. They'd get approved. And then he wouldn't do those jokes and just do O.J. jokes.
He'd be like, too late. I'm
That
already here.
dude,
Like,
that's the kind of shit that I fucking love.
Yes.
I love somebody that's that gangster that just
Yeah.
doesn't give a fuck. So then he gets fired. He comes back like a year or two later to promote a movie, and he comes on stage to do the monologue for SNL. And he goes, I got fired from here like a year ago. So one of two things is either they were wrong and I am funny, or this show fucking sucks.
he's like, either way, I win. Like,
He's like, anyway, and just continues to do his.
That was
Ugh.
that was around the time SNL started to really tank too.
Yeah.
that's
Well, I
fair.
mean, like, because that's like, you can see, like, and this is the argument for, like, certain issues is, like, you see the dominoes start to fall, and it's like, if the first one hadn't have fallen, we wouldn't be where we're at now.
Right.
And I think that was kind of the thing where it's like, oh, you can't make fun of this because this
And
is something like.
you can't really put it
who-
back in the box.
Who
once
gives
it's out.
exactly once it's
Like,
out, it's out. Like, who gives a fuck if the guy that owns the like, it's a topical issue. Like,
Yeah.
we're pretending you can't make fun of certain things on a comedy show. Like, not like me, who this isn't technically a comedy show. I like to make fun of everything, but like, it's a comedy show. Like, that's the point. And
Yeah.
it's a Weekend Update is a comedy news sketch.
Controversy
You
creates
can't
cash.
You can't do that. Like, it's just dumb to me. So like,
Yeah.
Weekend Update now is awful, which is so upsetting because Michael Che is
It
hilarious.
shouldn't be because of him, and there's so many things in the news
Colin
that
Jost is
could
funny
be made
too.
funny.
Colin Jost is they're very funny comedians, and like when you watch their stand up, it's very different from their SNL crap,
Well,
and
you
it
can tell who
drives me
writes
insane.
Who's writing
Oh,
with
it's-
it.
I do think that it would be fun to do that as a comedic exercise, though, to try to write jokes about things you don't necessarily agree with.
Oh yeah.
To try to do it, like
Oh, yeah.
I remember trying to do like clean shows just to do it, to see if I could do a clean show, or like, you know, I would write on a topic to see if I could write on that topic. Like it's a fun exercise, but like years of that has got to just wear you down. But
Especially when you
You
can't
know.
control what it is. So
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, there's a head there. You know, there's the writers and there's the head writers, and then those guys go submit things, and then you know everything gets shot down underneath them, like above them. You can't do anything.
Well, it's just
But
like how
that's
you
why
have-
Norm Macdonald was so gangster. Like he just
Yeah.
was like, you know, that's cute. Okay, go back and watch those. There, you can find that specific weekend update, and it's like everything was like. He was out there. They killed it like OJ did his wife. Like it was just jokes like that, like just over and over and over again.
I
He
love
was
it.
awesome, man. I
I
love
love
that
it.
dude.
Yeah, and that's just how like you have directors' visions of movies now versus studios' visions. It's the same thing. Same
It's-
problems been going on for decades.
My thing is like if you're like the comment, like what someone says, I kind of get, because it's like if I didn't agree with something, it'd be hard for me to go like, yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Not me personally, but like if I'm the head of somebody who doesn't understand comedy, like there's a comedian that I love and I'm not going to say his name because I don't want people to kind of know where my head's at right now as far as what I believe in. But I agree with almost nothing this person says, and he still cracks me up.
Okay.
I wish more people could do that.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't just like, I don't like it, I don't want to be involved, I don't want to entertain it in any way. There have been things, too, that this person has said that has changed my mind on certain things when you hear a different point of view.
Yeah.
We
And that's
need
the
more
thing
people
we
to
were
do
talking
that.
about a second ago when you were gone is like, if it makes people think, that is usually how you can tell it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But also, that's why people say, I don't like it, because they don't like thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
So-
We
that's
just
one of
need
those things.
more free thinkers.
Yeah.
And like, God
100%.
forbid if like Nicki Minaj is going to be the poster child of that
Dude,
now.
I saw that
Like,
tweet.
are
I
you
was
fucking
like,
serious?
I haven't seen this at all.
never thought in a million years that I
I
would
never
go
thought
like,
that
oh,
I'd agree
she's
with
awesome.
her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a Nicki Minaj fan now.
I think things are starting to turn. I
hope.
think with recent things that have come to light, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
I think people are starting to go like, wait, hang on. This is a slippery slope. It is a slippery slope. Like this
It's
is
hard to climb back up the slope once you've slipped down it.
Yeah,
So that's going
it's-
to be the fun part.
It's a rough one, you know. I don't know, but we got some Star Wars stuff to talk
Yes,
about.
Yeah.
we do.
First thing I want to talk about before we get into the actual show topics that I have picked out to discuss on the show is Rise of the Resistance. Just announced that they are going away from boarding groups.
Now, this is at Hollywood Studios only.
Yes,
right?
just at Hollywood
Okay.
Studios.
and Walt Disney World.
Yep.
What is the date? The 30th?
23rd.
No,
23rd.
September
Okay.
23rd.
September 23rd. So
Just
a
in
week
9
out
days.
before the first.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Yep. Their test run, I suppose, before
I
Genie.
guess.
I don't.
Plus.
So let's
That's
talk about what do we think this is? I have my own thoughts. Evan,
Well,
what do you
with
think?
this coming to fruition, like that means Remy is now the only boarding group. So that eliminates that whole complaint of, well, I can't have Remy and Rise at the same time, so you're ruining my vacation, yada, yada, yada.
That's a true point.
So
It's a good
I
point.
guess that helps that.
If you have a
And-
park hopper pass, you should be able to get both.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
There should be some sort of penalty where if you don't either cancel it or don't show up, and I'm guilty.
Charge them
Disneyland has
$25.
this.
They do?
Disneyland has this where if you just don't show up, you lose some benefit or something happens. I
But
don't
if you're
know,
like a
but-
day, like if you have a 2-day ticket, you don't
Right.
care. Like what I mean,
Right. It's
Like-
for only that rule is for
Pass holders. Yeah,
for
that's why I
the-
wanted to
key
point that out,
holders
because,
for
like-
Disneyland. But
Yeah.
for us, we don't have anything. But I think that's what it is. There's like, okay, Remy gets one. Rise has been open for a year and a half. Well,
it's almost 2 years.
yeah, but
In
the
December.
pandemic cut into some of that time.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but still,
From the
think-
date it opened, it's been 2 years. Let's
Right.
put it that way.
So we're obviously leaning into the way I think it, the way I see it is Rise is setting up for the. I'll be the first to call it out. I think it's going to be $50 to ride Rise of the Resistance.
per person.
Yes,
Okay.
per
I think it's
person.
gonna be more than that.
Holy
And then
cow.
you're probably right. I'm being really fucking optimistic here.
Then I
And-
mean, really, and I was thinking like 25. So,
Oh, all right.
jeez.
Okay. No, I'm thinking it's. Go ahead.
I'm
So-
not paying any of this.
So I think they're
No.
they're oh yeah, neither am I. They're gearing up for this $50 Premier Plus pass from the Genie Plus whatever
Lightning Lane.
Lightning Lane. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm still not used to the ka-chow. And
Ka-chow. Which he's in the Haunted Mansion movie. Have you seen that coming?
Can't hear you, by the way.
Oh, you can't.
It's going in and out.
Is that better?
Better now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have I told you this?
No.
No,
Lynn
please.
tweeted out the other day that he was at the Haunted Mansion. They were testing Lightning Lane.
Okay.
And they were having the cast members at the Haunted Mansion, after you scanned in, say
Ka-chow?
Ka-chow. This is not a bit. I texted you this the other day, and I said,
did.
what fresh hell is this?
I wish this was a visual medium so you could see my face. And
It's
like,
rough. Like, imagine like some of the, please scan your magic band. And then they go,
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow. Like, what the fuck?
No.
Are they going to do that at Rise? Or it should be like, quick, the first order's after us. Ka-chow.
Scan your magic band. Ka-chow.
Your data band. Ka-chow.
Oh, Christ.
So they're obviously getting ready for the Ka-chows, right? They're getting ready
Yes.
for the $50 Lightning Lane with Genie Plus and Rise of the Resistance. So the standby line is going to be testing, I believe, up until the 1st. I think they're going to drop Genie Plus on the 1st.
Oh, so it's just a test?
I think it's, in my eyes, I think they're really testing to see if they could handle Rise of the Resistance and a
And
standby
boarding groups
line.
could come back if
Yes.
it doesn't.
Well,
okay.
here's the thing. You can't have a boarding group system that goes, you don't really have to wait in a super long line, and then pull up a thing where it's like, do you not want to wait in line? You kind of have to have
Pay
a
money
line
to get in line.
to have people who are willing to
have
pay to get past
something
the
to
line.
skip it.
That's
yeah.
a great point.
So,
Yeah.
So they're probably, with that point being said, they're probably sticking with the standby line. Then they're going to see it out.
As long as it does go well and doesn't go for like 8 hours. Because
Right.
they don't want that.
No.
I think
Bob
if it's
Chapek
like,
specifically said, like, I remember when Hagrid opened, he's like, you shouldn't have 8-hour lines in the park. It's like,
Right.
you should build something that is that undeniable that guests are willing to wait 8 hours in the park for.
Right.
Like, that's not a bad thing to have that many people interested in your product. Like,
Yeah.
Who
I
said
don't-
that, Chapek?
Chapek did, yeah.
Oh, and Hagrid's is legit Chapek, so fuck off.
Yeah, well, he was just like, and that's why you see all the virtual
Yeah.
queues and all this bullshit
Yeah.
coming because he's like, he probably just meant like, ugh, 8-hour line. That's a lot of people who aren't buying anything.
True.
I truly think that's what it. Well, that was the original intent of Fast Pass is
Yeah.
all these people are standing in line. We got to get them out of line so they can go spend money in the park elsewhere. Because
Yeah.
if everybody's in line for 4 hours at a time, that's I mean, it works. I mean, it works even for me. I'll go grab something to eat. I'm like, I'm hungry. I could eat something.
Absolutely.
It works. It's there's nothing wrong with Disney trying to make money. It's when it's egregious that I have an issue with it.
Yeah.
Like, and Lightning Lane to me is super egregious, and it's super obnoxious to me that they could have done this at any time, and they're just like, we're going to wait till people can pay. It's obnoxious, but like, I get it. I actually don't mind this. I keep going back and forth with this because like, part of me goes like, there's no chance in hell I'll ever fucking pay for this.
No one in this room is going to use it.
I'll never
That's for
pay to
sure.
ride Rise of the Resistance. That will never happen unless
Not counting the hotel.
Hold up.
somebody I know who has never
Yeah.
come before.
There you go.
And they don't get a boarding group, and even then, I might just go like, all right, you go ride. I'm not spending $58 to go ride this.
Let me put this out in the air. Kyle is officially coming October 13th to the 18th. So boarding groups will be gone by then.
Sweet.
So Kyle's only been on Rise of the Resistance once.
Would he pay this though?
We might. I mean,
I'll wait in line with it.
we're going to rope drop it.
Yeah.
We're going to rope drop it probably. I mean,
Yeah, so
that's
just go wait in line.
Because him and
Yeah.
I are going to studios October the 14th.
I have a better solution for you. We'll talk after the show.
Okay.
I feel like these queues are designed to hold large masses of people. We've seen how like ridiculous that is now with Flight of Passage, how it's been a walk-on for the past 2 months.
Rise seems like it's
So like
a smaller queue than I thought it would be.
it's
though.
smaller than Flight
It
of
is a
Passage,
lot
but that
smaller
can
than
still
Flight of
hold
Passage.
a lot. That's probably still the second biggest queue in Walt Disney World.
What?
Rise, don't you think? It's the second biggest.
No, it's not.
Oh, I thought you meant Flight of Passage being
Yeah,
the second
no, Flight
biggest.
of Passage
Passage is definitely
second.
the biggest. I think. I
No,
don't know.
I
What's-
think the biggest queue in Walt Disney World is the Tree of Life.
that's true, but you never need it for Bug's Life. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That shit's like 8 miles long, dude. That's an Eminem movie.
Speaking of queues, Hagrid's got a long fucking queue.
Hagrid does have a huge
That
queue.
one's long.
Lord.
Yeah, that one's long.
Yeah.
What's the biggest queue at Disney? I think it's got to be that one, or
It's
gotta be
either
Flight of Passage.
Soarin's
or
pretty-
Tree of
well,
Life.
Soren's big, but
Soarin's pretty big.
Soarin's pretty
too.
big, but it's not.
It doesn't
that big.
weave. It doesn't come back and forth. It's like
That's
Indiana
another-
Jones at Disneyland.
the
You just
Soren at
walk
California
straight.
Adventure is bigger than the queue in California
haven't
Adventure.
been
You know what's a
bigger.
long queue? I just had it and it went away.
Slinky's kind of long.
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it
forgot
is.
about that because I never
Fish.
wait in line for that.
I don't either.
Really? You think that's a long queue?
It's
That
pretty long.
is. It has a lot of zigzags.
That
in
long
it, a lot of
outside and
switchbacks.
all the switchbacks, and you go inside and there's like that little
Yeah.
It's the
It's not
longest
like the
in Magic
longest,
Kingdom.
but it's
No.
it's pretty long.
Splash is pretty long too.
Splash is
Oh,
pretty
Splash
long.
is
When it's
long,
fully
yeah.
blown out, Splash
Yeah.
is long.
So Rise is probably maybe top 5.
What's your favorite queue at Disney.
All-time favorite Q?
All-time favorite Q.
I have a soft spot in my heart for the new Peter Pan.
Space Mountain is long too.
This mountain is long.
Yeah, because that's got the Indiana Jones effect where you have to walk under out of the
Yeah.
park and you have to keep going
Yeah.
straight for a mile.
I don't know. Favorite Q?
Jungle Cruise for me.
Well, that was
All
before
the jokes
they
and
changed.
stuff
Yeah,
are
I
so
They
love
changed
those
Albert
jokes.
AWOL.
Huh?
AWOL,
Oh, in
the
the- in
radio,
the- in
he's
the-
gone.
What?
Yeah,
Since when?
like a week ago, I think.
What did they change it to?
I don't know.
Well, Tom, there you go. Dreams
Yeah.
are dead.
Dreams
That-
are dead.
It stinks. I
Along with
love Albert
everything
AWOL.
else. You just
That
went
was the
out
best
again.
part of that queue because there's really nothing else in the queue.
Is that better?
Yes.
I need a new cable. Remind me to buy a cable.
Buy.
I bought a mic stand yesterday.
Okay, cool.
Star Tours,
The
probably.
freaking Pandora queue for Flight of Passage is really, really good.
I
It
love
is.
that queue.
That might be my favorite one. That
It's
one's really
excellent.
good.
You can't go wrong with that.
You
I
can't
can't
Everest is a
argue
good
that.
queue.
Yeah,
Everest
Everest
is
is
a
super good.
spectacular
That's a
Everest
long
is a
one
good
too,
one.
But
The dinosaur queue is cool because it almost feels like you're actually in a real museum.
Dak
yeah,
has some queues,
yeah,
man.
It really
I-
does.
Dak has some
Animal
good-ass
Kingdom's
queues.
got
Yeah.
some
Kingdom's
good
got some
queues.
Joe
great
Rody,
queues.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe Rody, fuck yeah.
Think about the queue for Mission Breakout. You've seen it. That queue's cool too.
Oh,
Facts.
When you're inside the
Targaryen,
building.
yeah.
Even the original
Figment's there,
Tower of
it's
Terror's
great.
got a good queue. Once you get in the building, but
That might be my favorite, actually. Tower of Terror.
yeah,
It's classic for me.
yeah.
Like I remember as a kid, like it's
That
got
works
the same
perfectly,
vibe.
'cause,
That
like,
music,
it's
I used to
spooky
write to
coming
that
up.
music when I was a
Yeah.
comic.
The
I would just
music
throw on
is,
the
like,
Tower of Terror music
somewhat
loop.
spooky, but not like scary, but like it's just off.
It's just, and it was so
And then,
brilliant because
like-
they just took songs and added reverb to it.
Yeah, that's all it is. But then like that's messing with you a little bit.
It's like
but
Kyle
plus you have this,
Cosentino was
like,
playing.
daunting tower. Plus
It's like the Edge from
screams.
YouTube. They just
Yeah.
add an effect and you can be shitty and still sound good, like Kyle.
Yeah.
Um,
Kyle uses too much reverb. You'll learn.
I love reverb.
Oh God, you and him are probably butt fuck each other.
Reverb is like the essence of what makes music sound good.
Yeah, but Kyle uses too much of it.
When I was playing earlier, did it sound like
Yeah.
it had too much reverb?
No, because
cool. That's
because
my-
I'm
that's
used
my
to playing
level
next
of
to Kyle
reverb.
Cosentino for 20 years.
Does he have like the Holy Grail reverb?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that pedal too. That pedal's too much.
we would always give him shit in band practice. Like me and the drummer Tim Marciano would just be
Wait,
like,
why would you have reverb in a metal band?
That's what I would ask Kyle.
Yeah, that's a
lot.
dumb
Dang.
thing. Kyle, you fucking stupid, bro. You shouldn't have reverb in
We're
a
gonna
metal
change the
band.
name of this podcast to Kyle Talk.
Kyle talk.
Kyle sucks talk.
I should make a logo for the next episode. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just Kyle sucks radio.
I got some pictures of him you could use.
Oh, great.
Like
Send them to
some-
me.
all right.
I'm gonna be awake in the car for a long time
and,
tomorrow.
and then a different one for Kyle's mom episode or Kyle's mom cast or something.
Well, Kyle's mom's big fat bitch. She's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. She's a big old bitch. She's a stupid bitch. She's a bitch to all the boys and girls. Shut your fucking mouth, Cartman. I'm gonna teach a bitch on Tuesday. She's a bitch on Wednesday. Thursday. She's a man. You ever see the South Park movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so great. I watched that movie way too young. I was like in 5th or 6th grade.
Oh yeah, I watched South Park when I was too young.
The
too.
perfect age. That's fine.
So
good.
Kyle will be here. We will probably thinking about it. We're gonna rope drop rise that.
What
first
day is that?
A Thursday that we're going to Hollywood Studios, the 14th. I'm gonna rope drop rise to make sure he gets on it.
That's
Smart.
fair.
I got to
That's
make
fair.
sure that Kyle gets on rise for a second time.
You know what you need to do? We'll talk off air. Remind me about this exact
Okay.
conversation.
I
We'll
will.
talk off air.
I will. I'll
Cool.
remember. But anyway, so he's coming. He'll be on the Jedi Talk that week, the 15th.
Can't wait. I'm excited.
I think 15th. We'll talk all things Star Wars and who the hell.
We should just
knows
do a
bunch of
crossover
stuff.
show.
We should. We can.
The 4th
Jedi
Mother
Talk.
Talk.
I should watch one DC movie or something before then, so I have something to talk
Ooh.
about.
You didn't see Joker?
No.
See, yeah, I would. If you got to see one for me, it'd be either Snyder Cut or the Joker. Snyder
Okay, I
Cut.
don't have 6 hours to dedicate.
Yes, you
so-
do. Snyder
Hang
Cut.
on. Yeah, you do.
Nah, I like sleep. I like sleep. I like sleep.
It's half a workday.
Yeah, I don't have that.
It's 4 hours
long
long.
time,
It's
man.
4 hours. Yeah, it is.
We watched an hour. We watched almost 2 hours of it when you were here.
Yeah, we watched an hour. And what was the thing you said about the Snyder Cut?
It's good, man.
yeah, so far.
Dude, it's actually legitimately good. Holly was like, we need to finish watching that.
Oh,
She was into it.
Huh.
The way, like I didn't see the original Justice League because I was just like,
Don't.
dude, I can't.
don't.
Same.
And like I remember that weekend, everyone's like, dude, that movie fucking sucks.
They
I was like,
edited
well, I'm just
to
not gonna
hell.
waste my time.
I remember. I think I've told the story. That came out the same week as Coco, and my family,
Oh,
Austin
yeah.
included, mom and dad, they went to see Justice League, and I was like, I'm seeing Coco, And
Coco's the shit.
we
it's a
came
good
out
movie,
at the
but
same
yeah.
time, and I was like, I wept and I laughed. I'm like, that was
They're
a great
they're like,
movie.
we cried too because of how bad that
No,
movie
no, I was like, I
was.
saw the better movie, and they're like, oh, you don't know, this one was okay. I'm like, no, Coco, like, it's where it's
Coco's
at.
awesome.
Yeah,
The other thing I didn't like about Coco was it was like a 2-hour movie experience
yeah.
because they had that fucking
The Frozen-
20-minute Frozen short on
movie
front
at
of
the
it.
beginning.
yeah.
And I had
Yeah.
kids and they were
See,
young
that's
at
what
the
everybody
time.
else complained too, but I'm like,
Dude,
but
you can't.
take
You don't
that
understand.
off. Coco is still great.
But
like,
when you're in the movie and every kid's like, "Can we wrap this the fuck up?" Like,
Yeah.
it was too long. But
I agree.
Great movie, dude.
Yeah, love
Oh,
Coco.
That song,
I cry
"Remember
every
Me,"
time.
dude.
The
Oh,
sad
dude.
version when
Good ass.
Miguel plays it to Mama Coco at the end.
Better than I thought it would be.
Oh,
Same.
such a
I had
great
no
movie.
expectations, and I cry
Such
every
a great
time.
movie.
It's so good.
Did you watch Cruella yet, by the way?
No, I'm gonna
No?
watch it in the car
you
tomorrow.
gotta watch it. You gotta
Watch
watch
it in the car tomorrow.
Beautiful.
I love
I have
it.
it downloading right now on my iPad.
Excellent.
I love it.
Everyone says it's good. I
Yeah.
can't imagine that it's good, and I cannot wait to
No.
come on here and be like, "That movie was the shit." I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope
Emma
you like it
Stone
too.
is my
yeah.
number one. She
She's
is the
awesome.
most beautiful woman in all time of Hollywood for me. I think
She's
she
awesome,
is
yeah.
a piece. She's so hot, and so
She
I
doesn't
want,
age either. I don't get it.
dude. That movie, Crazy Stupid Love. You ever seen the movie?
No, I haven't seen
I
it.
haven't
She
either.
is so charming in that fucking movie, dude. Like I liked her before that. I've seen her in like even like there's some shit movie called The Rocker with
The
Ryan,
Rocker.
Haven't
not Ryan
seen that
Johnson, the
either.
guy that was Dwight
Gosling?
in The Office.
Oh, Ryan. I almost said Schrute. Ryan. Wilson.
Rainn Wilson.
Rainn
Rainn
Wilson, yep.
That's his name. It's a terrible movie, but she's awesome in that movie too. Like she's just awesome. Like I love her, and she's in Superbad, which is
Yep,
like my
Super- oh my
all-time
God.
favorite
she's in
comedy.
there.
Yeah.
That's great.
She's
Spectacular
Jules
movie.
in Superbad. Like
Yeah.
that's my all-time favorite comedy movie. To me, that's the funniest fucking movie ever
That
made.
might be the first thing I remember seeing her in.
I think me too, actually.
And then I think Easy A was around that time too,
Yep.
wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
That movie's great too. She fucking doesn't
Yeah.
miss.
Well, she's
like
great in
the
that.
not cracked out Amanda Bynes.
Right?
Have y'all seen her lately?
No.
Amanda Bynes, no.
Dude.
Bad.
She's in a conservatorship now like Britney Spears.
Oh, is she?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Brit-
She's
Britney
got a
Spears just
heart
out of that.
tattoo on her face. Look up Amanda Bynes 2021. Dude, it's a
I am
I
right
don't
now.
want to be
I
sad.
wouldn't
I'm
even
not gonna look it
you
up.
wouldn't recognize her.
Man.
Holly showed me a picture of it yesterday. She's like, Amanda Bynes now. I was like, who's that?
I'm
She
just
goes,
gonna
that's
remember.
Amanda Bynes. I
I'm
was
just
like,
gonna
what
remember the
fuck?
Amanda show. That's how I'm just gonna. I'm
That show
gonna
is
think of
awesome.
that and not anything else because
Please tell me you found it. Oh, his eyes went up.
I don't want to.
I'm looking. Amanda Bynes 2021. Oh my God! Put the
I told you, man. It's wild. Would you even know that's Amanda Bynes? Like,
No.
for real?
Man,
this
Evan,
one
look
with
at
the
this.
heart.
I'll
Yep.
do it. I'm sad. What? That looks nothing like
Would
her.
you even realize that? Would you even, like, if someone goes, who's that?
Man.
Would you go, Amanda Bynes?
Nope.
Like once you say it's Amanda Bynes, I could see it.
I guess I can pick it out.
The-
and be like,
Kind
yeah.
of, though,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's.
Yeah.
the nose
I
piercing.
mean, Britney
and-
Spears still look like Britney Spears,
Yeah.
you know?
I hope she's okay. I do.
Who, Britney Spears?
No, Amanda Bynes.
Oh, me
I know
too, dude.
Britney's
I
not
don't-
okay.
I'm not making fun of her, but, like,
No.
it's a
just
rough
sad.
go. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But, like, that's what happens to child stars. Like, that's
Most
why
of
you
the
don't
time.
put your kids in fucking movies and TV and shit.
Yeah.
Like, the only
Except
few,
for Grogu. He's the only child
He's the
star
only
that's
child-
like coming out okay.
you ever seen Child Grogu on
That sticks?
SNL?
Oh no.
No.
I was on Joe Rogan's podcast, bro.
What?
You got to watch it. It's funny.
All right.
It's
Is
very
he
funny.
doing Spice and Death Sticks and
Kinda.
all
You
that
got to
stuff?
go watch it. It's
That's
really
great.
really funny. But all right, so we both think, or we all
Rise.
think that this is all just because Lightning Lane needs
Yes.
to come to fruition.
And also like
I
maybe-
said, you have to have a line that you bypass.
right. And also maybe they're doing this a little faster than we or them expected because it's another draw away from Magic Kingdom for the 50th. Be like, hey, don't worry about a boarding group now. You can just go get on Rise.
See, I see it as
So-
like a way to just make money because a shit ton of people are going to be here for the 50th, and
Yeah.
people are going to try. They would have tried for boarding groups and not gotten it, and they would have been screwed and left pissed.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is a
so
way
that's
for
another
them to
way
go,
draw people away from Magic
Well,
Kingdom.
you didn't
and-
get on.
Yeah.
How
You
about
had
you
a
pay
chance.
X amount of money for this?
This is going to be interesting for us, you know,
Yeah.
especially us three, but you know,
Yeah.
particularly in the audience that we are a part of,
Yeah.
as far as like regulars and people who've ridden Rise of the Resistance. This is going to be interesting to see it when we want to do it. Is it going to truly be unavailable?
And
You
I'm
know-
also going to finally see because I've always said, "Oh, open up the queue. I'll just wait X amount of time." Will I like actually do what I said?
I won't.
That's the thing. Because
Do
I've
you-
always said I'll wait a couple hours.
I've ridden
so
it
I'm like,
83
will
times
I?
now.
All right, so here's my question that I want to
Man,
particularly ask.
I'm at 42.
83, 42. I'm at number 8. I think I'm at 8.
That's still pretty good, man.
I'll be 9
Yeah.
tomorrow. So is
Knock on wood, just in case.
knock on wood. Yeah.
Oh, you got this.
No, I'm getting boarding group 69 tomorrow because I'm going to frame it.
Screenshots.
I'm gonna screenshot that.
I just want.
Oh
I
my
want.
god, I hope so.
I just-
so bad.
I just want 66. I've got like 1, 2,
That would
3,
be a
4,
good one,
5.
too.
I just
That
want
would be a good one, too.
66.
I
I've
would-
never got it.
I will frame either boarding group 66 or
Yes.
69 if I
Has
get
anybody
either
ever gotten
one.
boarding group 1?
Yeah.
I've gotten 2.
I
You've
got
gotten
1,
one?
2, 3, 4, 5.
Really?
Yeah.
The lowest I've ever gotten was 9 or something.
The first time I ever went on it was 6. I got 6.
We got 13 on opening day.
Yeah, we
right?
did.
Yeah.
We rode it
Lucky.
twice on opening day.
Yeah. That was
They
the only
they
day
hadn't
that's
fixed
been
that
possible.
flaw yet.
Yeah.
Well, hey, everybody in this room has ridden it twice in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
got-
ridden it. You're the only person who ride it coast to coast.
I am the only one that's ridden it coast to
Nice.
coast.
Are there any differences
No,
at Disneyland?
no, but I'm telling you, it just felt like it,
their
it
guns
went
work.
smoother.
That's the difference.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sure.
right.
Their
That's right. The
guns
guns
work.
worked. Yeah.
So
It felt like it went smoother to me. I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
going down for a refurb soon, so
Is it?
ours?
that's what I heard. And then, did I make that up?
I don't know. I didn't hear it.
hope you did.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
I
not
read
ready
somewhere
for it
that
to
it was
come out.
going down for like a
'Cause it needs
multi-day
it.
refurb.
It needs it. Everest is from like 3 months.
Shit, maybe that's what I'm thinking
Everest
of.
is going
I
down
heard
for
about
3
Everest.
months.
Yeah.
Fixing
Can
the
someone look
Yeti?
that up?
Fixing the Yeti? No, they're not.
No, they're not fixing the Yeti. They're going to do a disco Yeti, but like a projection Yeti. That's my prediction.
Map, projection map.
Projection
Actually,
map
they
Yeti.
could. They could.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm not against that.
Are you looking it up?
I am,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that I saw that it was going down for a refurb soon.
It needs it. I hope it does. Have you seen in the very first room, they call it the disco room, the ceiling panel?
In what room?
When you first come out of the resistance where they break you out and they like tell them it's a prisoner transfer, that room,
Mm-hmm.
there's a back right corner, a ceiling tile has fallen out. So you can just see through the ceiling.
It fell out?
Well, or they took it out but just didn't replace it.
Wow.
But there's just a hole in the ceiling. And I'm like, come on,
Damn,
man.
that's
Like,
weird.
Come on.
Anything?
Yes, I'm clicking on. I don't.
Was
wanna
I
say
right? There is a refurb coming up, right?
I don't want to say who, but Disney makes plans for Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance construction.
Are they credible?
They put a permit.
You don't have to say who it is.
No,
but-
so we know who it is. We know that it's.
Yeah,
it's who-
no, it's not. It's not unscrupulous.
Okay.
But it's.
It's not Finding Nemo is closing. It's not him.
What was that? No,
That
I
was-
don't know who that is.
No. Okay.
That was. I don't give a shit. It was WWE News today.
yeah.
Well,
That
they
was
said
great.
it. They
I
said it
love that.
publicly.
Oh, did he?
I love that.
Okay.
How he was
Yeah,
like,
they
they're
said it.
closing
It's-
it,
it's
and
not
then
a-
a day later, Disney's like, it's coming back.
It's actually coming back.
this
But
was
to
the
be
best.
fair, like you guys know, I'm not a fan of that guy.
No.
But to be fair, the cast did get emails saying that the show wasn't returning.
That is true.
So
Okay.
he's not completely off. He said something
Yeah.
that he had based on the information that he had.
Yeah.
And again, it's weird that I'm defending him, but if I'm going to preach about being objective, you got to really be objective when it's time to be objective.
Yeah.
And if there's anyone that doesn't like this guy more than me, I'd like to meet him.
But maybe let it breathe a second before you just like throw it out on.
There's a few
the
people
platter.
on
Yeah,
the
but-
cesspool of Twitter that don't like him just as
Yeah.
much or worse.
Don't like him?
Yeah.
Well, most people don't. I mean, like, it's not even him. It's what they do that people don't like. And
Yeah.
I actually don't think that Tom Cruise is a bad guy.
Yeah.
I think he's just in the business of let's get this news out first.
Yep.
And sometimes when you're in that mindset, you just kind of focus just on
Yeah.
that, and the rest of it just kind of goes away.
That's the thing that sucks is first culture. Like first culture, it kind of sucks. Like
Well, I feel it now. Like the other day, I was doing Remy, and I'm like, well, everyone else is doing this. Like, why would I even film this?
yeah.
And if I'd have just put my camera away, I could have probably enjoyed it more. You know what I mean? Like, I think not that I'm done with YouTube videos, but like I'm good. Like I'll do my lightsaber reviews that get thousands of views.
Yeah, those
Everything
blow
else
up.
is just like so. There's too many people doing it. Like the other day we were in Creations, the amount
Everybody.
of people that
Everybody
had
had a-
cameras and
yeah.
live stream. I'm like, there's not enough people that watch this stuff to be sustainable. And if you
No.
watch anybody's YouTube channel, and I do mean anybody's, they don't get the views they used to. Everyone's kind of
Yeah.
split. It's
Yep.
weird. It was. I mean, my numbers are down.
Yeah, I just
There's just too much stuff
I
out
just
now.
basically watch like the same. Well, I subscribe to like 6 main, but I only watch like 2 of them because I don't have time.
Dallin, offhand Disney.
I watch him.
And
He's like
this
one of
is
the
not a
only I
knock on
watch.
him. His videos are better now than they ever have been.
Yeah, I love his videos.
But his
now.
video count, the numbers are down, and that's
Yeah.
and I'm not shitting on him. I love him, and
it's not because
they're
his videos
way
aren't
bigger
good.
than my
They're
numbers.
great videos.
But-
YouTube is fucking around with a lot of people.
There's a lot of stuff that they're kind of like I don't know, but it's I love Dallin. Please, I don't want anyone to think that I don't. I love Dallin. I love him. He's
Yeah.
he's a friend. He's a
Everyone
genuine
loves
friend.
him. Is there anyone that doesn't like him? Is that possible?
There's people that don't, but those people
How?
I also don't like.
How
so
can you
it's-
not like him?
He's a great guy.
You're a communist.
Have you ever met him?
I guess.
You've met him, right?
Yeah, opening day of
that's
Rise.
right. That's right. You
first
posted that
culture.
picture
We
the
were
other day.
first. Okay, we weren't,
First.
but you know
See, when I do things for the first time, it's just because I don't want spoilers.
that, and it's something I care about.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about Remy, so I'm not like I got to be first on Remy. No, I don't care.
Oh, really?
Remy's a solid ride, man.
I
It's-
don't. I mean, I kind of care, but I'm not going to watch his video yet.
No, I wouldn't
No.
recommend anyone that doesn't like. That's the thing about my videos too. It's like
Yeah.
there's only certain people who are going to watch it. Like there's people who will watch it because it's you, and they like what you do.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's certain people that don't want to watch it because they're going to come do it. And I totally understand that. And I would never want someone to watch it. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You spoiled it. It's like
I
I
had to
didn't.
skip
You
through
watched it,
his
like-
story on Instagram so hard
Because I always put
until
spoilers
Rise.
ahead, and I even let you know. I'm like,
For
hey,
what?
just like
Rise of
every
of
time
the
I did it,
Resistance.
I'd post pictures of it.
Oh.
So
I'd just be
because
like,
I was supposed to do it in April of 2020, and then
Yeah.
that shit got pushed back, so I had to completely avoid everything.
yeah,
Um,
I had a friend that muted me even though I said spoilers ahead for Mando, and he clicked past the spoilers one and saw my spoiler, and he messaged me. He's like, hey, I gotta mute you because you spoiled Mando, and I'm like, I said spoiler ahead. You didn't.
I remember
click.
one time on Twitter somebody was trashing me that I didn't even know who they were. They're like, this motherfucker spoiled episode 9 for me. And I'm like, dude, I am the most anti-spoiler person on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
If you got spoiled from me, you weren't paying attention to what I was posting, or it showed up
Yep.
in your feed in a weird way, and that's not my
Nope.
control.
I remember you went dark on Twitter like
does.
2 weeks before.
I do it every
the movie.
time.
Yeah.
I don't show. Dude, I am the most I would never want to ruin something for somebody intentionally.
No.
Ever, dude. I would
Was
never
it Han
fucking
that you had
do that.
spoiled? What? Because you had something spoiled for you, and you told me the story.
No, I found out what it was later. So I've ever told you the story.
Okay.
So I'm standing in line for The Force Awakens back home in Charlotte, in Concord,
Yeah.
at AMC Concord Mills 24. Shout out, I used to work there. Fuck yes. Ernie Cooper, he's going to be on the podcast at some point. He's the man. He's the most interesting guy on the planet. He's a marine biologist with a PhD who owns it or who works, or he's like the general manager of the movie theater there in Concord,
Okay.
and is the biggest nerd on the fucking planet.
He needs to open like an aquarium.
I have
slash
been telling
movie
him
theater.
for
He needs
years. I've been telling him for years he needs to start a podcast because that dude is he goes to every fucking convention. He should. I'm telling you,
He's got stories.
I
bet.
really want. Yes, he's gonna come on the podcast at some point. I love him. I love him. I love him. I love him. What were we talking about?
Your
You were
spoiler for
telling us-
The
episode
Concord Mill
7.
store. That's where that came from.
Yeah, Force
Okay, cool.
Awakens
So
spoiler.
I'm standing in line and I have headphones in. I'm actually listening to Collider Jedi Council. I'll never forget this. I had headphones in, listening to something, and I'm standing there, and the theater before us lets out the one that we're about to walk into. It was Theater 13 at AMC Concord Mills 24.
Dangerous.
14. It was Theater 14. And this dude comes out, and he says something, and I have my headphones in, and the whole crowd starts groaning. And I took my headphone out and I go, what did he say? And he goes, dude, put your headphones back in. And I just went, boop. What he said was, now that I'm thinking about it,
Yeah.
it was Kylo Ren is Han's son or something to that effect.
Yeah.
And
And-
the asshole just came out of the theater saying that shit to people.
Because there was theories, like we said last episode, that it was Luke.
Yeah.
And like we didn't know who
Right.
it was. Like not that you wanted it to be Luke, but you didn't know. So you're
You
like,
had
I
no
don't want
clue.
to know. Yeah.
So it was, and I'm just like, oh shit, because that's the only thing in that movie that's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
when
that
he
has
takes
to be
that
what.
helmet off, you're
That
like,
has to be what he
okay,
said.
who
I'm
is
assuming
it?
that's what he said, but there's nothing
Yeah.
that would be a spoiler to that level
Or
in
Han,
that movie.
like when Han dies, I guess. But like if you're watching the
Could be
movie,
Han Solo
you
died.
see it coming when Han is
It's
going to
literally.
die.
You remember the Simpsons moment? Homer and Marge are walking out of The Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
And Homer goes, I can't
Yes.
believe Darth Vader is Luke's
And everyone
father.
goes,
and everyone's like, ah.
this guy. Yeah.
That's literally how it
what
went.
happened.
Yeah.
But the dude was being obnoxious about it. And I think he was trying to go viral or some shit.
But
Filming
he was,
himself.
He
Yo,
was
bro, this
TikTok
is,
before
just
TikTok.
Creeping into
I
Pac.
had the weirdest moment the other day. We went to Chipotle for dinner the other night, and their system was down. And
So free food for all.
no, you would. So we had to we helped them because we go there so often. They know us. We had to like help them figure this out for themselves, which that's not going to be patronizing, and I kind of am. But so if your system's down, you can't take cash or credit cards.
Right.
You can still accept mobile orders.
Yeah.
What would you do in that scenario?
Make an old
Mobile order only.
And then what?
Pay with your card.
So
on the
so
mobile
then they
order?
wouldn't have to do anything because you know how you've been to Chipotle, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
You know how it works. You go down the line. What would you do to make it easier on yourself
As the customer?
Order
as the person working there?
Oh.
put like a sign in front and be like, enter your mobile order before coming into the store? Something along the lines of
Kinda.
that?
But so
Okay.
here's what we told them to do.
Yeah.
Have people put mobile orders in, and instead of looking up the mobile order and fulfilling it,
Just have them.
we'll go to the line and tell you what we ordered and show you at the end.
Yeah.
There you go.
Smart, right?
Yeah.
Super simple, easy way to do it.
Yeah. When I worked at Subway, people would do that, or they would hand me a list or something, and I'd say, no, you're right here. Just tell me what you want. It's faster than me reading.
Exactly.
Reaching down, reaching down. It's faster you saying, I want ketchup, I want tomato, I want, like, it's so much faster.
So the dude in front of me is this like TikToker. He comes in, he's like, "What do you mean you down? You fuck." He's a white guy too, so don't anyone thinks that's a black guy voice. You're fucking racist. He starts screaming. He's like, "I want this motherfucking bowl. I'm sponsored by Chipotle. Y'all gonna motherfucking feed me." He starts screaming, and we're standing there next to him, and I'm like,
Get out.
I was like, "Hey, it's Logan Paul." I start heckling him, just giving him shit, and so. This dude is a fucking moron. He starts recording everything they put in the bowl. He's like, "Say what it is." He's like, "Pico." And he's like, "Record." I'm just like, "Dude, you are such a
my.
fucking
That's why we can't have nice
cocksucker."
things. That's why we can't have nice things. Like the guy that jumped up on Cinderella Castle. Did you see that?
Recently?
Like it was on. It became viral. I don't know if he did it recently, but it's a thing
I don't
recently.
see shit anymore, dude.
He went
Like,
up the back steps where like Anastasia and Drizella used to do meet and greets. He went up those back
you know how many times I
steps
used to
and
have
was
to
on
close that
balcony.
fucking thing when I worked there because it would just be open
Yeah.
from people who were doing like firework pre-checks and
But,
stuff. It would
but
just
this guy knew what he was doing, and he went up there and he was like making up a show and like recording, and it's like, come on, man, like that's why
I
we
would
can't
do
have
it.
nice things.
This is
what they
all
gonna
these
do?
people are noobs to the OG monorail girl.
And if you know what we're talking about, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I
You
found out
know,
about
you know.
if you know, you know, and
I told you about monorail girl.
I think you did tell
I
me
did.
about her actually.
I did.
That was the only thing that was like entertaining on Twitter was that. So I'm
Dude,
Yep.
do you know the how? Like, I just want to know how.
right.
Why?
How did you
How?
not get caught?
How
How?
that ride between the Grand, which is the longest stretch, is between the
Yeah.
Grand and the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
How'd you have time to do that
This was like in the 90s, too.
with a camcorder?
Right? Like a big ass camcorder from the 90s.
we're not talking a cell phone. Yeah, you're talking.
No.
She was fully nude, bro.
Yeah.
Fully, full on.
Simpler
I
times.
wonder what monorail that was. I'm
Simpler
gonna go
times.
sit in that seat and sniff
Pink.
it. I'm kidding. That was the funny thing to say.
Yeah.
All right, what were we talking about?
Wait
Rise.
times for Rise.
Wait times for
What's
Rise.
our guesses? What are we gonna
okay,
be?
let's guess what the high wait time is going to
And
be.
what you're saying you're willing to do, and we'll see if that holds up.
I'm willing to do 30 minutes. That's all I'm willing to
I
do.
believe that from you.
I'm not. I don't
I
wait
can
for
see that.
shit. I just
believe
don't.
that 1,000,000%.
I live here. I'll go on a slow day. Like
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think you want me to go with my highest time?
What we think the wait time is
What,
going to
what
be.
is your max?
plus
I would wait
what
2
you're
hours
gonna-
with some.
Oh.
I'd wait 3 hours with somebody who hadn't ridden it before. If I'm for myself, an hour maybe if I have time.
I'd wait. Yeah, I'd wait multiple hours with somebody who hasn't ridden Rise of the Resistance before. For myself, it'd be a 45-minute max. For myself, that's what I can do. I think it's going to cap at about 110 minutes.
110?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. I'm thinking 120.
Okay.
I think it's going to cap at 4 hours. I mean
Wow.
that sincerely.
Okay.
That queue's built out for 5 hours. So
Yeah.
I think if you're including if they bring back social distancing, which I don't think is going to be a thing.
No, they won't.
Because Chapek and Biden are talking for some reason.
No,
see that?
he
About the mask
The
mandate?
administration talked to the CEOs of a bunch of top companies about pushing the
Why?
vaccine. Just about your
It's a
workers need
mandate.
to-
What-
no,
what-
it's
what-
not. No, it's technically not a mandate. The Biden administration is pushing OSHA to force these like laws. They didn't.
I thought it was
They
a-
can't mandate anything.
I thought it was a mandate from him that was like you have to do this. Companies over 100 people.
The president doesn't have that kind of power. I mean, he's
Well,
got executive
what,
orders,
so
but
what was that executive order? Because he did
it
that,
wasn't.
didn't he?
There wasn't a vaccine executive order. Technically, he just got in front of everybody, pissed off a lot of people by saying, "I'm going to get OSHA to make these sweeping mandates," and companies have to listen. Big top healthcare companies like CVS, like Walgreens, and you're seeing Disney, you're seeing.
Yeah, Disney already makes all their cast members get it.
Right,
So
and there was
that's
a
cast members, not
can I
guests.
can I call out some of the, and I don't know if they're doing this on purpose or doing this to just have to keep up, but like the dirt sheet, the theme park dirt sheets, and I'm stealing a quote or stealing a term from professional wrestling, but the dirt sheets that are, there was a small protest today outside of the mandate of getting vaccine from some Disney cast members, and there was like 30 of them, right? But I felt like a lot of the articles that these dirt sheets were writing today were very geared towards making them look like they're pathetic out there, just, pushing their, thoughts and ideas. It may have only been a small handful of people, but those people
are willing to talk about what they don't believe in.
Exactly.
Like,
are willing to put it up and speak their mind, which is just fucking America.
Yeah.
That's the first.
How dare
right
you have
that
independent thought?
Yeah, right. That's the first right that we're given in this country, and that's that every right that every citizen of the United States.
And
should be
there's a
given in this
reason it's
country.
the First Amendment.
Yes.
Like they're like, you shouldn't just have to bow down to whatever people like. I personally, I'm vaccinated. So anyone says I'm anti-vax, you're out of your fucking mind. I got vaccinated the day Johnson & Johnson came out. We stood in line for 4 hours.
Wow.
I got vaccinated.
Didn't
Okay?
use lightning lane.
I'm not.
It was
Did
not
not
about
use
that.
lightning lane. I'm not anti-vax. I think you should do it with your own brain. Think, but I think you should be informed enough to make an informed decision.
Right.
I'm for people choosing to do what they want to do based on information. Look at it's out there. You can find it. I did it because I hadn't had it yet. I have asthma. I don't know how I'm going to react to it if I get it. I could get really fucked up with COVID. But I've been pretty vocal about not being that scared of COVID, and it's what it's going to be. I mean, like for me, it's 50-50. If I look at everything as a 50-50. It's either going to happen or it's not.
Oh my gosh!
And
You
why would
get
I-
along with my friend Chris?
Why would I stress about it? I'll take precautions like fireworks. Sometimes I'll throw on a mask.
Have you
In line, if
Yeah.
people are behind me and they're too close, I'll throw a mask on.
I don't even anymore. It's
I don't most times.
If
but
I'm outside or something,
like
I'll
if
do
someone's
it,
coughing
but-
around me or
inside, I
some
mean.
shit, I'll throw a mask on.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often, but I will
Yeah.
and do it.
Yeah.
I've done it.
have you,
This whole thing, like, to me, it's not like the vaccines, dude, look, everyone who got a vaccine is completely fine.
Because that's not
That's
true.
not the case.
I know
People
that
are
got
getting
vaxxed that
hospitalized
got COVID after they got vaxxed.
and hospitalized.
Yeah.
So it's not even what they said it was going to be.
Nope.
So to keep pushing this shit is weird to me. And it's weird because it's like, for sure, the people who are selling vaccines want you to get vaccinated because that's how they make
follow
their money.
the money, don't
is
follow
on
the
vaccines.
science. Yeah.
Like Moderna isn't worried about anything other than giving you the shot because that's how they make their fucking money. Don't get this confused. I saw people got Moderna and Pfizer tattoos, bro.
Yeah.
What?
Do you
I
know
saw
how
that.
fucking dumb you have to be to get a drug company's fucking name on your arm?
There have been
You know how
proposals
stupid you
too.
have to be?
After getting the vaccine, people have proposed.
I've
You
met
gotta
dumber
be
people.
insane.
I've met dumber people, so I can't.
I've met dumber people too, but
Like that's pretty dumb.
I've met dumber people too, but barely.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Barely.
Going back to your 50-50 comment about COVID and everything else, have you watched the Last Dance documentary that ESPN put out about the 90s
haven't
Chicago
It was
watched
Bulls?
incredible.
I haven't
The
watched
Michael
Oh
Jordan thing.
my!
It was the
I
first thing
need
I
to.
watched during COVID.
You need to
during
watch it
lockdown.
because you're
Yeah.
a
Dude.
basketball guy.
Bro.
Well, I was.
It's incredible.
yeah. I
Michael
need to
Jordan
watch
from a complete that 90s Bulls team was my first sports team that I fell in love with.
Yeah, you're from Chicago.
Yeah, I was gonna
That
say,
must have
being
been
from
wild
Chicago.
Oh
for
my
you
god,
as a kid, dude.
I got so many goosebumps watching that
Dude,
whole thing.
how
when you're-
wild was that living in that?
It
when
was
you're-
incredible.
Like when you're from Indiana, your
And by the way, if you
teams
don't know who
suck,
Michael
so
Jordan
you
is,
have to pick other teams.
He's the star of the movie Space Jam.
Right, the good Space Jam.
Oh yeah, there's two Space
That's
Jams
it.
now.
Yeah, there's not two. There's only one. But
So Space Jam 2 is not canon?
no.
Wait, what time is it?
Oh,
It
9:30,
is 9:45 Eastern
45.
Standard Time, ladies and gentlemen. The Last Jedi is still canon.
and Space Jam 2 is not.
That's right.
But like being from Indiana, we have to pick other teams for our favorites because they all suck in Indiana. So
I hated Reggie Miller. Oh my god.
I get that for sure.
Did I hate it,
I
Reggie
never
Miller.
liked him or hated him. I didn't care because I'm
Yeah.
like the Pacers suck. I need to find a good team.
They were
So I-
good. They were good in the late '90s there with the Bulls.
Yeah.
Because in the
I didn't-
playoffs, I'll never
yeah.
forget that Game 6.
I didn't get into
90
basketball till like the 2000s.
Oh, really?
So I
Oh,
missed
shit.
all that stuff anyway.
Okay, but anyway, the point I was getting to your 50-50 thing. Michael Jordan has a completely great response to when he's rehabbing his injury in his second year. He goes, they basically said you have a, 10% chance you can fuck up your ankle or foot and never play again for the rest of your life. But he's like, okay, but I got a 90% chance that I don't. And he's like, he goes,
Yeah.
I got a bad headache, and you tell me I reach into this, bucket of Advil, and there's one poison pill that I could take could kill me, but 90% of it is okay. And, I'm gonna take the fucking, I'm gonna take my chances. I'm gonna take the pill.
Yeah.
get this headache away, and get me back on the field. So to the point Brad was making earlier with everything that we say, 50-50 with everything. It's for as much negativity out there as there is with COVID this and mandates that and this, that, and the other, nobody seems to be talking about the opposite side of that with the positivity.
Yeah.
Or the survival rate of how high things are. It's like,
Yeah.
I want to
insane.
live life
That's
without
why
any driven fear.
I've never watched news ever because it's like they only talk about negative crap.
Well, like you'll see they use like shifty words. We'll get back to
Yeah.
Star Wars. I was talking about like they use like words like there's so many new cases. It's like, okay, how many people survived though? Like cases is one thing. You had a case, you
Yep.
were fine.
I was fine.
I've never asked you this, and you don't have to say it if you don't want to, because it's your information. You can do whatever the hell you
Yeah.
want. Did you have like issues when you had COVID?
Like issues?
Symptoms.
Symptoms? Yeah.
I forgot the word symptoms.
Okay. Issues for
I'm
yes.
tired, man. I'm sorry.
I had the worst part about it is it felt like Rosie O'Donnell was sitting on my head for 4 days straight.
Ugh.
I mean, some people want that, so that's okay.
No,
but
hang on.
Nobody
No,
wants
they
that.
don't.
I don't.
Nobody wants that.
Wrong. I said it about Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh my gosh.
He's back. 2024.
Fever of 101, some body aches. It was so funny. The day that I started to feel symptoms, I woke up that day going to the gym as I would every 4:30 in the morning, Arizona time. And I felt soreness, but I'm like, damn, this is not gym soreness. Like, what the hell is going on? But that was all I had. I went and I did the elliptical anyway. Probably a bad idea because now I know I had COVID.
Well, maybe not if you're internal, like when you work out and you do like hard cardio, does your internal body temperature go up?
Yes, because you're.
Slightly.
Well, you could make
it
heat
goes
shock
up 'cause you're
proteins.
cooling
Then.
yourself off.
You could make
That's why
heat
you
shock
sweat.
proteins and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just saying I was probably really contagious, so going to the gym
Oh,
as
gotcha.
contagious wasn't a
You're
good thing.
probably
But,
safe though and smart.
yeah,
Like,
but I didn't know I was sick then. I just thought I was
Right.
sore because I work out 6 days a week. So and then I got home and then the fever
bragging.
started to hit.
God damn,
Yeah.
dude.
humble brag. Humble brag.
Humble brag is what I do. But when you do something for over 4 years, it just
It's
if I
habit.
don't work out, I'm gonna be a crabby prick.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's good
I'm
about
that way
habits.
with bourbon.
That's what's good and bad about habits is once you build it, it sticks with you. So
Yeah.
if it's a good thing, you're good. But if it's
And
a
I
bad
don't
thing,
I don't have any bad habits.
I wish this was a visual thing. Like,
I do too.
I wish that was the best timing I've ever seen.
I don't know if that's bad.
That was good
No, it's
timing.
not, especially
There's
since I'm
good
doing
things.
it legal.
It's mostly good.
It's
Yeah.
very good.
That's
It's
funny.
all 100% good. But anyway, so anyway, I was in the gym. Had the fever came later that night, and then the next day the headache hit. But it was basically headache, fever, muscle aches the whole time. Flu-like symptoms. When I actually had the flu a year prior to that, that was worse than my COVID experience. So,
Really?
yeah, because I got up to 103-degree fever on the flu.
Holy cow.
And urgent care told me, yeah, you should probably go to the hospital and get IV.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just luckily dehydrated myself to hell. So, yeah, those were my COVID symptoms. Thankfully, everyone.
Did you lose taste, smell, any of that stuff?
I did actually. I did at the end of my COVID experience when like all my other symptoms got better and I was like ready to go. I couldn't taste shit, and I realized that eating my appetite was finally starting to come back a little bit. And the appetite was only gone for maybe like a day and a half. And Courtney and I had like Chinese food, so like there were like dumplings, and I'm like, this is tasting more blander than normal. Like I couldn't taste like any sweet and sour or anything.
That's my
like
worst
that.
You can't taste anything.
I
Like
love
I can't
Chinese
even
It was.
imagine.
I
what it is.
tasted about maybe 15% of the food.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
I love Chinese food, so that would be like the worst time
was
to
weird.
lose.
I don't love
taste.
Chinese food, but
Oh,
like
I love
it's
it.
but Chinese food is like very like
Man.
aggressive tasting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is. That's true.
It's not bland.
Yeah.
By
so,
the way,
like,
Nine Dragons.
that's a good
is-
test of like.
9 Dragons is legit, by the way.
need
You ever
to
eaten
go.
there?
I haven't been there for like a year, and it wasn't good back then.
No.
So maybe they've gotten better.
Man,
I want to go to that new one that's new-ish. That one that's like $500. It's like the Victorian Alberts of
Wait,
Japan.
in Japan. Oh, I
Oh,
think
the one in
China. It's like
Japan.
China,
Yeah.
though. But
Yeah.
Japan. It's not Teppanydo. It's
The other one.
yeah. I
I've
forgot what
heard
it's called.
nothing but good things, and I've done
Same.
Victorian Alberts,
Same. I've heard
and it's
nothing but good
incredible.
things.
Have either one of you ever done V&A?
No.
No.
I'm worried it's not coming back. I feel like it should be back by now.
Wait, what did you say? Just to make sure I heard you.
Victorian Alberts?
No, yeah, I've never done it. You said V&A.
V&A, yeah.
That's
Victorian.
what the cool people call it. V&A.
I guess that's
Yeah.
what you can only call that once you've been.
Yeah, I haven't been. Can I say V and A?
Yeah, V&A. That's what I
Okay.
said.
No,
V&A.
you said VN. VN?
V&A.
And A.
V&A.
Okay, like M&M. M and M?
M&M. Yeah, you wouldn't say M and M.
No.
M
But I
and
would
M.
say AT-AT.
It's because you're stupid.
I would say AT and AT. No. I wouldn't say
AT&T.
that. There we go. AT.
All right, so let's.
But, well,
By the
I
way,
think-
my wife agrees. At.
oh my goodness.
You're outnumbered, bitch.
Yeah, you're.
Yes!
You're
Doesn't
outnumbered,
mean I'm
Evan.
wrong.
Yes, it
Means
does.
It
I'm
does.
more
If everyone says
not
you're wrong, you're wrong, and you should probably listen to people who love you.
True. I should. Be, that part is true. I should listen to people that love me, but not at. But I think Rise will be 2 hours. But I don't think. I'm not saying that's its cap. I'm saying that's what it's going to be. If somehow it gets busier, they'll cap it at 4.
I think they're going to cap it right outside of where they cap it now.
Yeah, like the turret.
When it gets really bad, right outside, like that little
Between the
pathway.
cave and the turret.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to cap it there, I think, and that's
That
just where
leads
it's
to
going
like
to be.
the cave or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call that.
At the waterfalls in the cave.
Now, let's move on after this because we're already an hour in. We gotta speed through this because I gotta get up early to drive to Charlotte. Fuck
hear
yeah,
ya.
I'm the loser.
I'm going to GHS tomorrow.
What do you think it's gonna cost Lightning Lane, Tom?
$50.
Evan?
Okay, well, I'm like I said, it's gonna be about a 2-hour wait. I'm willing to wait. I'm making myself a liar because I always said a couple hours, but I'm gonna say 1 hour is how long I'm willing to wait. And Lightning Lane, I'm probably wrong, but I say $25.
25 a person?
A person. A person.
That is obscenely low.
I know. That's why.
Buzz
I'm wrong.
Lightyear is 18 in Paris. Does that change your?
Sheesh.
No.
Now stick with it because that's
Wait,
what I'm
18
saying.
American
but I'm
dollars?
wrong.
It's whatever 18 is over there. I don't know what that means.
Euros versus dollars. I don't know.
I think Lynn said it was $18 because I think they did
I'm
the
so behind on
the
Lynn.
translation.
Like, that's why I didn't know that.
Okay.
I'm so behind.
I
feel
could
bad.
be wrong, but I feel like I remember him saying it was 18 per person for
They
Buzz
usually
Lightyear.
convert stuff like that, so I'm sure they convert.
The only
it.
problem with this is like there is a precedent for this with Disney is the ticket books. I mean, they kind of did
Yeah.
this already.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
It's not the. I mean,
Just because it's been gone for
I think it's
45
gross.
years. Like,
yeah, I think it's gross, but like
yeah.
I get it. Like I do. Like if you're like at the end of the night and you're like, we could spend $40. You and me could go ride space something for the fireworks, and we wouldn't have to miss the fireworks.
Well,
Like
there's-
I get that impulse.
Yeah.
How's
But
it going to
you're
work at the end of the night for Rise? Like, you're like, oh crap, they close in 10 minutes. The line says it's an hour wait. Can we just pay this $50 and get on right now?
Yeah.
So then
would assume.
So Rise will be open till midnight on some nights. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Till midnight on some nights because people will pay that money at the last minute to get on. That's going to happen.
But those people are going to go straight through like the way Das would. They're just going to go right on in.
But that's going to make the standby
But-
line longer.
But only,
like
but
Fast
I don't,
Pass,
I,
how
but here's
it
the thing,
used
dude.
to.
I don't think a lot of people are going to be doing this. I think it's
No.
going to be very few people.
But I bet it spikes
I
at
could
the
be
end of the
really
night.
off on this.
It definitely
And
spikes. at the
Disney
end of the night.
does research on their shit before they announce stuff.
Right.
So I'm sure they've done years of research of like, would you pay extra for?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's in surveys at the end of
Yeah.
surveys.
No, I
I've
always
said
go.
no all
No,
the
I
time.
wouldn't.
Yeah,
I've
I
said
say
no.
no.
all
Fuck
the
no.
time.
I already paid enough to come. You douchebag.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Whoa, that was good though. That was really good. I hope Brad heard that. I don't know.
I didn't hear it.
Wow.
I said
Damn
that's
it, I'm
what she
sorry.
said.
I was responding.
That's okay.
I'm still trying to like plan
One
stuff
of the
out
best.
here.
That's what she said jokes of all time. That was perfect.
Yeah. So do you want to change? Like, assume that I'm remembering right. It's $18. You think it's only going to be
should change
$7
it,
more?
but it will be, but I should change it, but I won't.
Okay.
I'll say
I'm going to
25.
say it's going to be close to $70 a person.
Oh my goodness.
They already treat that ride like it's special anyway.
They do.
Well, it is special.
It is special, but like, is it? It is
No,
special. It
but
is.
yes, but
it's a
no.
special experience.
Yeah.
Should it be treated special throughout the park and throughout the whole resort? No.
No.
So here was a question I wanted to ask earlier when I was getting to how many times we've ridden it. Is Rise losing its luster for you guys after
No.
a year?
No.
No, dude,
I
it's
mean,
not.
I
Okay, good.
don't cry every time, but I've cried like 5 out of those 42 times.
I swear, every time
So,
I'm on
like-
it and we go through that part right after Kylo Ren, I just go like, "Oh, this ride's the shit!" Like,
Hell
it
yeah.
never gets old for me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It never does.
Yeah.
I just wrote it with Johnny, the guy who was
Well,
here
half
on
of
the
that-
lost episode,
Yeah, the last
and he
part of the lost 20.
You had the full pre-show
yeah,
and everything.
everything,
Thank
everything
God.
was working
See,
great.
I get worried
Part
about
of-
that.
Part of what
twice
makes
to
it
me.
awesome
It's
every
cool
time.
going back the back way though.
Oh, I bet. I
Yeah,
want to
It's
do that
pretty
now.
dope.
Once
Now that you've done it a few times,
I'm
it's like-
over it twice.
Once
I
you're
did
past
twice.
like
Oh, that's right,
10,
you've already
you
done
want to do the back way. You want to. Like,
It's pretty cool.
but what makes it good?
wait, go back to what you said
Well,
about
yeah, you
wanting to go the back way.
Yeah, that's what she said, right?
Yes.
there you go. You had your chance to say it. But what was I? Oh, the more you do it, what keeps it good is seeing first timers. It's like you get to see how awesome it is for them, and you're like, I remember that. But you're like, That's what really makes it good every time. Whether you know those people or not. Like when you went with Johnny, I'm sure it was awesome because you also knew him.
Yeah,
But when you're in
he's
a car
not a Star
full
Wars
of
fan
new
either.
people.
Like he doesn't know anything about Star Wars.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's what's good
So
about it.
he was just like, dude, this is incredible. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like my favorite thing to watch people newbies who don't know much about the ride is to watch them on the transport and watch where they kind of just naturally go to the other door, and then they're like,
Yes. Because we even did that.
oh shit,
Even us
like,
Disney nerds and Star Wars nerds
that's
did that.
crazy, yeah.
On opening
It
day,
still
we're
trips
like,
me
they
out.
did that shit on purpose where they put
Yes.
that door there
Yeah,
so it
they
makes it
built
look
a
like
fake door. Yes. Because even we were like, oh, we got to stand back from those doors. They're going to go this way.
Stand
But
back
then
from those
We were
doors.
facing that way, and behind us, this ship is now under the control. We're like,
We're like,
"What? Where did you come from,
holy
lady?
shit,
Like,
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great moment.
But Rise is super special. I don't think it's that special, but it's pretty great.
Will it be the most expensive lightning lane?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, by
absolutely.
far.
I mean, what else would you put up there?
So that-
Space Mountain, maybe?
No.
Mine Train would be the
No,
second
It
one.
Mine
shouldn't
Train
be.
is the only-
Mine Train's not that good, but
Mine Train's a great ride.
it is
a good
not
ride.
great.
It's short. It's short.
It's
the problem
definitely
with it.
short.
It's
Great does not. I didn't say it's a long ride. I said it's
No.
a
Yeah.
great ride.
That's true.
Yeah.
The experience you get on it, whether it's short or long, is a good experience.
I like it.
It is good, not great.
I'd say it's great.
Great.
Name
It's
a better
great
ride in the
storytelling.
Magic Kingdom.
Space Mountain, Haunted Mansion,
That's a storytelling ride.
Haunted Mansion.
Okay. You know what? You're not wrong. That's
It's
my
true.
favorite
He's
ride.
not. He's not.
You
Yeah.
pulled that one because you know it's my favorite fucking ride.
But it's also true. Haunted Mansion is better.
I think but
It's the top 3 ride of
storytelling?
all time.
So to me, I don't think it's storytelling. It's a dark ride that has cool scenes.
But it lets
There's no
you
clear
pick a story.
story.
But that's why it's great. It lets you
It's
like
like choose
pick
your own
the
adventure?
story. Not that sense, but it like lets you fill in the gaps. I don't need my handheld to be like, here's the story. I want to be like,
But you know what's
is
weird
that
on
connected?
Rise
Like-
or on a Mansion? I kind of want my handheld. Like, what am I watching?
I
It's
get
so
that.
mysterious.
It is pretty scary. I do want my
That's
handheld.
true.
It's so
but-
mysterious. It's
yeah.
like,
You're always
what
thinking
what
about
is
what's
the
going on.
story here? It's
Yeah.
it's almost too disjointed. But I like that because you can fill in the lore. It's a Star Wars thing. They make gaps on purpose so they can fill it in.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they did with Mansion. They can
And I
kind of
just-
fill the story. And then I don't think they ever really officially did.
Sometimes they fill it in a little too much, and they've been towing that line with the whole bride backstory. It's like, just
Yeah.
let her be a scary bride. Like, we
Yeah.
don't need the whole
Well, we know she killed like 9 people. You can see the
the
book
portraits
of
their
like the
heads.
they're constantly changing. So it's
Yeah.
like, let's move on to some other Star Wars news here. This is something I thought was really interesting. I didn't even know this was happening, but I'm really excited. I want to know what you guys think. I don't
Is
know
it
if you
the,
know about
the
this.
Hunter's game? Is
No.
that what it is? Oh, okay.
The Art of Star Wars: The Mandalorian Season
I
2
just
saw
saw
that.
Yeah.
announced for December 14th. Guys, this
Yeah.
is my Christmas present. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you ever go through Tom? Did you ever go through the Mandalorian Season 1 book?
No.
It's fucking awesome.
Good.
It's so good. You went through it, right?
Yeah.
You looked through it.
Can you imagine season 2 with Ahsoka and Luke?
Ooh,
Like,
there's going to
oh,
be
Luke.
and
so,
Bo-Katan, like,
dude.
can
There's
you
going to be
imagine?
so much shit in this
There's
book.
gonna be
I'm
a
all
Plo Koon
in.
concept
I
art.
was gonna say, yep,
Yeah.
Plo Koon. It won't be Luke. It'll be Plo Koon.
I would love to see some of that Plo Koon.
Well, it was
That'd be
in the
sweet.
gallery video,
Yeah,
but now you.
I
own
want.
it.
I want
You'll
to.
get
I want to own that. I
Yeah.
think that would be really cool. Like, how cool of a story would it be to, in that book? Because this is. I mean, we're a year out from season 2.
Yeah.
They're clearly
Yep.
doing this for a reason.
And
I think this
you-
all had to
you
come
sent
to
us
fruition.
a picture of December 2022, where literally every day is gonna be I watch Star Wars for December.
Oh yeah,
2022.
we need to
Next
bring
year.
that up. Could somebody pull that up? Because I don't have that.
Yeah,
I
it's in
don't
the
think
group.
that's. I thought that was specifically just for Book of Boba Fett. I don't think everything is coming out December 2022.
Oh.
No, that's just like the yearly.
Oh, I thought it said December and then 2022.
You got to read, Evan.
No,
Jesus
yeah.
I
Christ,
thought it
man.
was labeled that way. Okay.
But yeah, this is something that I'm going to get 100%. I don't know about you guys. I love the art of books. You need to flip through the Galaxy's Edge.
I
book
do
tonight.
want to
That's
see
a
that
great
one.
one.
now.
Grab it before you leave. It's over
Okay.
there.
I only have 2, but that's the best of the 2 I have.
I will warn you, it's going to piss you off.
Yeah, that's what I
It
figured.
Because-
doesn't as much as he makes it seem.
No,
to me,
dude,
but
it
does
pisses me off.
It does me.
There's some.
It's not as much as you.
Everything they chose, and I love Galaxy's Edge. We know this.
Yeah.
We almost changed the name of the podcast to the Batu Boys. Like, I
Yeah.
love Galaxy's Edge.
Double B.
Double B.
I love the
Bu- bu- bu-
Galaxy's Edge. But everything they chose was the simplest version of what was proposed.
That is true.
You've read it. Am I
Yeah, that
wrong
is
on
true.
this? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's they chose the simplest thing they could have chosen.
Yeah.
And there are things that would have been
Sluts.
incredible in Galaxy's Edge that are even better than what's there now.
Yeah.
And what's now is pretty fucking awesome.
I believe it. I
But-
do believe it.
The only thing I think they chose the best of was the cast costumes.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they chose the best cast member
There
costumes.
are some really goofy looking ones.
There were some
yeah.
stupid looking ones, but that's about it. So I'm definitely getting that book. I don't know about you guys, but that's something that's on my list for sure. This for me is the biggest news. Moving on to the next story is the biggest news of the entire week for me. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Sung Kang confirms that his character wields a lightsaber.
You would have made a
I
great
think we're all in
Inquisitor.
agreement because I sent this to you guys and I was like,
Yeah.
I think you said he's an Inquisitor, and I was like, yeah, for
Which
sure.
we were talking about it a little before we came
But
over.
who?
But
But who? We don't know,
I
right?
don't
Like,
know. No, but like, it's either that or the disappointing answer of he's Jedi number 402
No, he's
that
not.
survived
He's
the
not.
purge.
There's
I
no
I
chance.
really
Let's
don't
hope
think.
not.
there's
Let's hope
no chance of that. They're
Let's
not
hope
doing that
Obi-Wan
shit in this.
Kenobi.
Let's
He's
hope not.
he's a hermit by himself watching Luke right now.
That's true.
And that's how Luke knows him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there would have had to have been someone
Yeah.
else that was there with him for that to have not happened.
Yeah.
The only Jedi,
yeah.
the only Jedi that Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to meet in this series is going to be Ahsoka and or Cal Kestis.
At the same time, both of them.
It could be,
Yeah.
but definitely Ahsoka.
Is there any
Yeah.
proof that he may have known Cal?
Not yet. I mean,
No.
Cal knows who he is briefly.
The holocron.
The holocron, yeah.
Yeah. Well, does he react?
The holocron mentions Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan is the holocron.
It's like beware. There's been the
it's his message at the
Yeah.
end of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. Sorry. Forgot
Literally,
about that.
So
literally
I-
the Fallen Order message.
I don't remember how Cal reacts. Does he react like I've
I
heard
regret
of that
to inform
guy?
you that the Republic has
Yeah.
fallen.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Does he react like I've heard of that guy or I know that guy? I forget how.
No,
he reacts.
no, he doesn't say anything about the guy. They just start like, holy crap, the
Okay.
order is
I
fallen.
like how they left that
Yeah.
where it could go either way.
Right.
Where he knows him or he knows of
Yeah,
him.
nobody.
That's good. Well, I hope. Yeah, we all hope and are pretty sure that he's going to be an Inquisitor.
So here's
So.
the thing about I know all these connections would be really, really cool for Obi-Wan, but is that what we want out of this show?
I want the Ahsoka connection, but
I
Cal,
don't.
Cal, I don't need.
That would be that's I'm surprised to hear you say
It'd
that.
be so
Yeah.
emotional though, because like
The-
the,
the-
Clone
the-
Wars.
Yes,
him and
that one
Ahsoka, like,
would be meaningful.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna happen with her doing. I think you're gonna see like an aged down face deep fake of Rosario Dawson, and
Yeah.
that may be why they hired that deep fake guy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Test him on Luke
to-
see what we can do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and go with that for Rosario Dawson for Ahsoka. I think that would be the only thing that I would want to see. But I really just want a small scale story of Obi-Wan. I've said this 1,000 times on the show. Finding out that Anakin is Vader and trying to redeem him one last time. That's all I want out of this. I don't need 37
Well,
officers.
Ahsoka would help.
Yes.
Because Ahsoka knows that
I
Anakin
agree with
is
you.
Vader.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't want this big, sweeping, epic story.
Where
I
he
want a
goes to 8
small
planets.
thing where it's like, I don't need 36 planets introduced into
All
canon.
new planets.
No.
Please
I don't need
no,
him
please
jumping.
no,
I don't
please
need
no.
him showing up to a planet and then doing the Mandalorian thing where they're like, if you help us with this, we'll help you find. I don't need any of that shit. I want, because it's only 6 episodes, I want 6 perfect from beginning to end episodes
Yeah.
where this thing just blows our minds
So tightly
and
like,
crushes it.
wrapped up.
That's all I want. I don't need every character who knows that Obi-Wan's around. I think an interesting character would be Bail Organa.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
would be
think
awesome.
that would be interesting.
And Smith is like he's
Jimmy
so
Smith's-
in it. Yeah, Jimmy
yeah,
Smith is like he's into Star Wars. He'll do anything you
I
ask.
think you might see that, but
Well, and we're gonna see Baru and Owen too.
yes,
But
yeah.
We
Well, we
kinda
know
need
that
a little bit of
we
that.
ha- you have
why,
to, at least
why
a
does
little
Owen
bit.
hate Obi-Wan so much? He like hates him. Like why does he?
I think
hate
he
him?
hates him because he doesn't understand the Jedi, and I think that's something they'll get into in the
Wasn't-
show.
Yeah.
Wasn't a young Leia cast, so we're definitely going to see Bail Organa.
Yes, you're definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
if we
was
see
she?
Leia, might as well see.
Yeah,
I,
Leia.
thought, I
yeah.
thought you were gonna say a young Uncle Owen. Sorry.
No, a young Leia was cast. Like there was rumors about that. I
Oh,
could swear
shit,
I
I
talked
don't
about
remember
that on
that.
Fourth Mother Box. Yeah.
I mean, you might be right.
Has it been official?
Just because I don't remember
Yes.
it doesn't mean it's
The
real.
girl from Bird Box. That's right. I remember that.
That's right. Now
Yep.
you said that,
She
I
was
remember
cast
that.
as a young Leia.
Well, yeah, we're
Not-
definitely gonna like.
Not Billy Lord. Is that the one that?
How
everyone
how
thinks?
cool would it be if like they have some sort of like a young Luke and a young Leia have like a Force connection and they don't understand what it is?
Oh man.
That would be sick.
That's the kind of shit I want out of this
I
Obi-Wan
mean,
show.
Leia hasn't Leia said before she's always knew something was there.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
alluded to
and
it.
she doesn't return the Jedi.
That
Yep.
would help fill that conversation out. Yeah.
And she's made mentions of it in Leia, Princess of Alderaan.
Yeah,
too.
Another reason
Yep.
I need to read that book.
dude, you
Please.
gotta. I can't
Please.
believe you
So
haven't
good.
read that book yet.
Yeah, I'm too much being obsessed with the High Republic right now. It's so good. But we gotta have Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon has to be an Obi-Wan for me.
I don't need him.
I don't know. I feel like we have
I
to. How
don't-
does Obi-Wan know how to be a Force ghost? Like how?
You just assume. Like, here's the thing. I don't need. You talk about not needing your handheld. He learned it. like some from him at some
Yeah.
point. I don't need to see it.
But that would be so meaningful for him to be like, Master, your chosen one fucked everything up. Like, he ruined the whole galaxy. Like,
What I think
what
would
are we
be cool
doing?
is if he's like cursing Qui-Gon the whole time.
Yeah.
But then you don't ever see anything come of it.
Yeah,
that, I guess.
he could travel to Dagobah and learn it from Yoda.
Yeah.
I've seen that rumor floating around that you're going to see
'cause
Dagobah.
How does
in this.
Obi-Wan know Luke go to Dagobah? He doesn't know that.
That's
Oh,
a solid fucking
Because in
point,
Revenge
man.
of the Sith, Yoda doesn't say, "Hey, Obi-Wan, I'm going to Dagobah. You go to Tatooine."
Dagobah.
They just go.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a really good. But
That's
he
a-
is a Force
oh.
ghost at that point, though.
he is.
So he could have found that out after he
He could have
passed.
tapped the Force files.
Wait, who is?
Ah,
What?
Dagobah.
Obi-Wan when he shows up on Hoth.
True, yes,
he's
yes,
a
yes.
Force ghost. So
Yes.
he could have,
Because
you know,
they
become
see
one
and
with the
know
Force and like
everything.
now knows where Yoda is and goes like, "Hey man, we got to figure this out.
Yeah.
Go see Yoda.
Yeah.
He's on this weird
Force
swamp
ghosts see
planet.
and know everything.
He's on
so
swamp.
they
He's
would-
on Florida, like swamp planet, Florida.
He's on the
Yeah.
Florida planet.
He's
Yeah.
on the
Florida
gate
planet.
in Everglades. I don't know. I don't think you can go wrong as long as it doesn't get like cameo central.
That's what I don't want. I don't want.
But I feel like bringing in an Inquisitor makes it a little too grand and epic because now it's gonna be like lightsaber battles and like he's gonna chase him.
I
and, like,
don't
where are
think
they
having
going?
an Inquisitor means lightsaber battle. I think it means Vader's not fucking around trying to kill
Right.
Obi-Wan specifically.
Right.
And he doesn't want to do it. And I think Obi-Wan's going to kill one of the Inquisitors.
Yeah.
And Vader's going to take it into his own hands. And Obi-Wan's going to end up getting his ass kicked and running away.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
And
Well,
I
it's not
think
like
maybe
all the
that's where he
Inquisitors.
goes to Tatooine.
Yeah. Well, when Vader says when we last
I don't
met,
think Obi-Wan's going to just be chilling on Tatooine when we first
No.
see him in this episode.
No.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be like,
I don't think.
well, this is such a weird prediction, but my first shot of the show for me is gonna have like Obi-Wan in like a cape. He's gonna be walking through like a busy marketplace, and then a stormtrooper is gonna identify him, and he's gonna have to run off.
Good. What if it was Cody?
That would be the shit.
That would be
would
amazing.
be one of those
Cody
things
be
where
like,
it's
"It's
like,
Obi-Wan," and they're like, "Oh, like yeah."
or like even like what's the homeboy from Bad Batch? Crosshair.
Please
Yeah.
no.
Crosshair sees him. That would be a cool tie-in. We don't
Ooh.
know how that plans out, but that would be a cool tie-in to some. It would make me more interested in the Bad Batch. You can't deny that.
They have options
I
to
mean-
tie all these shows together.
But they don't.
Look out.
Bad Batch
That's my
doesn't
issue.
tie
They
into
never
anything.
fucking do. They never do. They
Resistance
have
and
all
Bad
these-
Batch. As much as I love Resistance,
Once you
and
start reading
Bad
more
Batch,
books,
they don't
dude,
tie
you'll
in.
see where you see it like a story could have come, and they like it's like they pitched it, and they're like, "That's a great story." For sure, don't tell it, but keep on with what you
Yeah.
thought.
That's
It's
what's
like,
good about High Republic.
What?
Is they did plan things out and they did connect
Yes,
everything.
and
That's
everything
what's good
you
about
think
it.
is like going to happen happens. And there's some shit where like with Thrawn,
Yeah.
we're
Oh, I
like,
haven't read
"Oh
Thrawn.
man, here we go." Then it's like,
It doesn't happen.
Nope.
Oh,
"All right, well,
that's what's
fuck
so
me
good.
and
That's
fuck
what's
my
so
dreams."
good about High Republic. It's
Yeah,
just
because
like-
you do
you're
go
like,
like, "Oh shit, is that going to happen?"
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, that happened.
And then there's unexpected.
I'm going to
ones.
finish that book this week on the drive, by the way. I'm going to finish Rising Storm. Or
Nice.
no,
That's one I'm on. Kevin Scott's Rising Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in that one right now. I'm only
how far are
3
you?
chapters in.
I don't love it.
No,
No.
I love it so far, but 3 chapters.
I'm doing
so.
audiobook, though. And I just...
I love reading too much to do an audiobook. I never have.
Audiobooks are great because you can't read and drive.
That's true.
That's very true.
People in Florida can't drive, period. So
No, they
that's
can't.
fine.
But
But I don't know. I don't think
I just don't-
Obi-Wan
I
can
don't-
beat Vader because in A New Hope,
He
Vader
can't.
says... No, I mean, he can physically, but in A New Hope, Vader's like, last time I saw you, you killed me. And
they
I was
should not
learning."
have a lightsaber
So-
battle this entire show.
Okay, so
I
then
don't
how
want
does
that.
Obi-Wan kick his ass? Like, then...
He runs away. He never said he kicks his ass.
No,
Right.
you just said that Obi-Wan is going to kick Vader's ass.
Did I?
Or no, you said Vader's going to kick Obi-Wan's...
Yes.
Okay.
And,
so how
and
do they
Obi-Wan's
do
going to
that?
run off.
How do they
like,
do that without a lightsaber
I think maybe
battle?
he just refuses to fight because he knows that it's Anakin. That's my thought.
Once
It's like,
he learns it's
okay.
Anakin, yeah,
I'm going to
he'll
show you
refuse.
in a true Jedi fashion, even though I'm not a Jedi anymore because that's not a thing,
Mhm.
that I know that you are my apprentice and I'm not going to fight you.
Yeah, okay.
And he
That'd be
runs
very,
off.
Very Last Jedi Luke.
And that's
which would
very
be awesome.
Obi-Wan.
Yes.
That's how he should be.
There
because
are alternatives to fighting. He says it,
Exactly.
yeah.
And I think you have to have something that shows that because the entire prequel trilogy was just Jedi fighting and
Yeah.
killing people. And you got to show something
And
that
you even
shows
see
that.
when Kenobi kills Maul, how bad he feels about killing Maul.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
you
like,
can
he
see
holds
it.
him by the campfire. And he's like, "Oh fuck, I didn't want to
Yeah.
do this."
Yeah, he's like,
You know why I
I
want
had no
that?
choice.
You know why I want that to happen even more now is so when people watch The Last Jedi again and Luke goes full circle with his character to do
They'll be
the
like,
same
"Hey, Obi-Wan
goddamn
did."
He's
thing
literally
Obi-Wan did.
Obi-Wan.
I know
Yeah.
he is.
He would be literally and if they do that with Obi, he'd
People
be
won't
literally
like it, though,
Obi-Wan.
I bet
Yep.
they'll be like, "Why would Obi-Wan do that? He would go out." I'd be
Well,
like,
every
"Come on."
Jedi fled. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Yoda
All
did it.
400
and
of them
no
that
one had
lived.
an issue with Yoda doing it.
No.
No one had an issue
Yoda
with
did it
Obi-Wan,
twice.
But Luke,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Luke
we know
does
it.
it, and everyone says it's the worst Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't understand it. I would love to go through Matt, who commented on our YouTube.
Yes.
I would love to comment on his comments
Yes.
and just see if we can.
I don't know if this applies to him, but I think we said it a little bit ago. I think people don't like The Last Jedi because it makes them think, and they don't like thinking. That doesn't
That's not Matt's
necessarily
issue.
apply
I think.
to him.
No,
I
yeah, that's
honestly
not
just-
Matt's issue.
I just
Yeah.
think that Matt is a old school Star Wars fan,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I don't mean that in a mean way, Matt. I don't. I really, really don't. I would actually. I'll invite you on the show. How about that? You want to come on Jedi Talk? Come do it.
That'd
I'd
be
love
fun.
to have you on the
That'd be
show.
fun.
You're awesome. You've been a listener for a very long time. Come on the show. Hit me up, hit Tom up, hit Evan up, whoever you want to hit up. We'll figure it out. Because I think he's a local, so it would work.
Okay. Perfect.
If not, we
guys,
got phones.
like I
we
mean,
got phones. It's
right?
Yeah,
we can figure that out.
We were doing the Skype with me for the longest time.
Yeah.
So.
So, but yeah, I am not shocked that this guy is going to have a lightsaber. I think Inquisitor is the smartest thing.
Well, we have a
But I think he gets
helicopter
handled
lightsaber,
with
that's the
really
question.
quick. And I think there's a reason they're putting this dude out because he doesn't have a lot to talk about. I think they're putting him out there like,
That's
talk
fair.
about it, but don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Finn. Remember how Finn was like the
Yeah.
face of Star Wars? They're like, there's not much going on. Go talk about Star Wars. Did you have fun holding the lightsaber? Sure, I'm sure you did. Remember, like
Yeah.
that's how all
Yeah.
this shit with
Big
Finn went down.
marketing
So,
tool.
which I don't begrudge them for doing, but whatever. This is interesting too. James Newton Howard has revealed that he reveals that Lauren Kasdan is directing a 6-episode docuseries about George Lucas and ILM.
I saw that.
What do you guys think?
I'm excited. I mean, maybe we can find some news that, or some, stuff that we don't know exists, or find some facts that we never knew about Mr.
Or we'll
Lucas.
just see some cool things.
See some cool shit,
props.
yeah.
Some cool visuals that we've never seen.
On the Skywalker
Yeah,
I would love
Ranch.
just a tour of Skywalker Ranch.
Who wouldn't?
I mean,
Like,
right?
seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be.
Do they have
Awesome.
those? Like, pay X amount to get a guided tour? Is that a thing?
That's a good question
I
that
would
I
do it.
don't
We
know the
all would
answer
do it.
to.
We would pay. How much would you pay for that?
Oh man, hundreds of dollars. I mean,
Hundreds?
like
Yeah, I would pay hundreds.
to just see all that shit
Per
like behind
person,
glass.
like $500.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I would pay more for less. So absolutely.
Yeah, I would pay $500 per person.
There's a restaurant I want to eat at in California called the French Laundry. That's like $6.50 a person, and I'm debating on
What
doing it when we go to
the heck?
California because I really,
Is the food made of gold?
it's incredible.
It has to be. It better be.
I mean, like it's like basically Victorian Albert's that's not Disney.
You mean V&A?
V&A,
Because you can say it.
V&A.
I can't.
You've never been.
Nope.
You don't
Never
get the
been.
privilege.
No.
Gotta wait. One
You
day.
got to keep waiting.
One day, you can say
Decades from
V&A.
now.
That
Yeah.
you've been to the V&A. You could say one day you've been inside V&A.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm excited for this. I don't. Is this coming to Disney Plus? Have they said?
Probably.
Where else
Think
would
so?
they? What else would they do?
Where else would it go?
Lawrence Kasdan's not a Disney guy necessarily.
No, but
Everybody's a
George
Disney
Lucas, or not George, but
We
Lucas
own you.
Arts is a Disney thing.
Yeah, but they didn't say it
Lucasfilm.
was going to be a Star Wars centered. It's going to be a thing
That's
about
true.
George
but
Lucas.
they own Lucasfilm.
They own the movies that Lucasfilm has produced. They don't owe.
They don't own.
They don't.
George
They don't owe
himself,
George
obviously.
Lucas's like likeness and rights to his
No.
life story.
That's a good point.
So if they're doing a story
Is it
about George
Just
Lucas,
TV that gets it.
Hulu, Netflix, I can see it's coming to Netflix.
Hulu would make sense.
Hulu makes sense. They're partners with Disney
Yeah.
for Disney Plus.
Yeah, but if it goes to Netflix, I feel like Disney will buy it out. Like, there's no
I don't
way
think they
they'll
would
let
buy it
go
out. I
to-
don't think they care that much because it's not like they might.
I don't know if they'll let it go.
They'd
to a
buy like the
competitor.
last episode that shows them selling it to Disney.
That's true.
I mean, Disney took over and they.
And then
They
they,
did
bought
great.
this film here you're watching now from Netflix.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this 100%.
Yeah.
I know a lot about George Lucas because I've read the book Star Wars How Star Wars Conquered the Universe or something like that.
I think that's it.
It's a
haven't read it, but I've
solid
heard about
book.
it.
Sounds good.
It goes into his like entire life story. It's really good.
He almost
It's
died.
really, really good. Yeah.
In a car crash. Like
Yep.
that almost
Oh,
changed
yeah.
our lives. Think about that.
I mean,
God.
imagine if there was no Star Wars, dude.
Ugh.
Like
There'd be no Jedi talk.
No.
There'd probably be no Tom in Florida.
that'd be weird.
I would have been here.
Butterfly effect, man.
Yeah.
Just one guy. What if
One person turns
Marvel? What if?
right instead of left. That car crash happens in a
Yeah.
worse way.
Ugh.
Oh, that's wild.
Or it doesn't happen at all, and then George isn't inspired to make whatever he makes.
Yeah.
You know, like
And that life is so
That's wild.
weird.
Yes, it is.
God. Whew, that's weird to think about. Moving on to the next story here. Lucasfilm reveals Kira-led Crimson Reign comic series.
that comic looks dope.
I
The
can't.
cover looks
wait.
insane.
I know.
I want it
looks
just
so
because of
good.
Ren. Ren is on it for crying out loud. What is
Yeah.
happening?
Some shit goes down.
It looks
Ren
awesome.
was in
Dr.
Crimson
Afra's
Dawn.
on there.
Will Jar Jar be on it though?
Han Solo's there.
No.
Leia's there.
That picture Austin sent. Did you see it?
Yes.
Jar Jar has the
Did you see
Crimson
that?
Dawn.
You're not.
Did
on
we send it to
need
Tom?
no, we need to add
I'll
you
send
to
it to
this.
Tom.
Yeah,
right
add
now.
me. God.
We need to add him to
I'll
the
send it
Jedi
to you
Night
right
Live.
now. I don't know how to add.
We got to start doing those again. By the way, those were so fun.
Austin's back at school, so he has Wi-Fi again.
Beautiful.
So we can do
need
that.
to do those again. Those were so much fun. Did you ever watch any of our Jedi Night Lives?
always
Jedi Night
missed it.
Live.
No.
Here, I am sending
was
it to
Saturday Night
Jedi
Live.
Talk right now, so you guys can see it. You
Parody.
already saw it, but now you can.
This is wild, dude. And it's one of those things where it's like, was this an accident?
Well, obviously, it's just randomly in Attack of the Clones.
I don't
But
know
after
about
that.
that.
They're
I don't
like,
know
let's
if
put
it
the
is
same
randomly.
symbol. Crimson Dawn didn't exist in 2002. Is that when Attack of the Clones came out? Yeah, 2002.
It didn't at all?
No. So after that, they took that symbol and were like, okay, let's make that the symbol for a crime syndicate. So how and why does Jar Jar have it? That's the question.
Interesting. I don't think he's as deep as everybody wants him to be.
That's true. I love Jar Jar, but he did not make my top 10 that we're going to be putting out later for villains. Even though he kind of is a villain.
Spoiler alert for the episode coming up after this episode that you're listening to. Top 10.
Yeah.
At least for me, I did favorite bad guys.
I did too. I did
you
favorite bad
Oh,
guys.
damn. Okay, well, I might be able to change mine real quick. I
Don't.
did
No,
top 10
you're on
best.
like a fourth
Best?
pass.
That's
already.
fine. That's fine.
I did best, not favorite. So
That's
some of
good.
my favorites are
I
not
like
told
the
you, it makes it
interpretation of
Okay.
the list. It's
Okay.
like, I did it this way, you did it this
My
way,
favorite would be
Tom
so
did it
much
this way. I think
different than
it's,
best.
it's kind of cool because like
Yeah.
there's a top 10 best villains,
Yeah.
which is like who are the most impactful Star Wars villains,
Yeah.
and then there's who's your favorite. Then I did it as my favorite.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's why I love that we do these lists because it's so
Yeah.
it can be so
Because
different.
my favorite would be different. It'd be like 5 different out of these 10. I'm sitting here looking at it, but yeah. Jar Jar
right.
would still not make that, though.
I'm interested in that comic for sure. I got to go through this. 'Cause my
I am
phone's about
too.
to die.
I am too, for sure.
The Mandalorian wins 7 Emmys on Creative Arts Weekend, and they won
As it should.
awards for Outstanding Prosthetic Makeup, Outstanding Cinematography for a Single Camera Series Half Hour, and Outstanding Sound Mixing for a Comedy or Drama Series, Outstanding Music Composition for a Series, Original Dramatic Score, Outstanding Special Visual Effects in a Season or a Movie, and Outstanding Stunt Coordination. I think we can all
As they
agree
should.
that's all well deserved.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very, very well deserved. And we're going to end the news show here with a lot of sad news. Star Wars voice actor Tom Kane has retired due to complications from a stroke. I remember
Yeah.
you guys saying this was news, but didn't this happen like last year?
Well, the stroke happened last year.
Okay.
But nothing was confirmed that he was done until
But he's
now. I was so scared when I saw that. I thought it was going to say passed away. And I was like, no. But
He's
I was like,
80.
I think high 70s or 80.
Oh boy.
But I was like, I was relieved
rough
when I saw
age.
retired instead of passed away.
I mean, that's just so sad.
But I hear his voice almost, every day when I go to the parks. Like, Tom Kane is the voice of
Yeah.
Disney, too. So, like, every
That's
time I hear that,
right.
it hits. I'm like, oh, man, this guy doesn't do work. He's not working anymore,
what's
like,
sad thing that his last work will be, please make sure you wear your mask over
Basically,
your nose
yeah.
and mouth.
yeah.
Sorry, Tom. Not doing
That's a
it.
rough one. Like that's sad. That's like one of
That
the last
is.
credits.
That's the last thing he, recorded.
Yeah,
they
that's
played
rough.
Hopefully
other
he did
stuff.
some stuff for the 50th. Let's hope he
Maybe he
recorded
did,
some
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
for the 50th.
Maybe he did.
Yeah,
Let's hope
let's
so.
hope.
I hope that's not
Yeah.
his last voice
Yeah.
credit. Like
No,
that
it
we
can't be.
hear.
Disney's got to
Um,
have some stuff
No.
there.
I will say,
I hear him on the buses a lot. I love
not a
that.
great Yoda.
No, but great everything
Not
else.
sure why he was cast for Yoda. Not
Well,
a great
they had
Yoda.
Tim Curry be Palpatine in the Clone Wars, and that was terrible. So,
The Tim Curry.
like, Yeah. From
Really?
Muppet Treasure Island and It. And
He was Palpatine?
Yeah. For like
Why?
5 episodes.
Why?
I guess
hasn't
they
Tim
ran
Curry
out
done?
of the other guys.
Oh,
and
I'm Palpatine. That just would be so bad.
He was not good.
Oh, I love Tim Curry.
I was
but
in Home Alone 2.
Not a-
You're right. Yeah, Home Alone 2. And in the Alien Encounter. Like, many things. And
Why
great in
was
all
he
of them.
Palpatine?
That's the only thing that I was like, Tim, please
Oh,
no.
I'm Palpatine.
Basically.
It's so bad.
It was not good.
Ooh, but yeah, it's
yeah,
a rough
Tom
one to
Kane
end
wasn't
on.
great there, but he was great as Wolf Yularen and the voice of war, I guess is what they call it.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
well, I thought that was James Arnold Taylor.
No, that was Tom Kane.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh. Meanwhile, on Camino,
Yeah.
the separatists band together to make sure that evil doesn't pursue and prosper in the new republic.
I'm trying to think. He did other big voice things too, but those
He
are
did a
the
bunch of
3 I
stuff.
remember.
I mean, like
remember,
he's an iconic voice actor.
yeah, I just remember Voice of War, Yularen, and Disney, but I know he did millions of things.
That's a sad one.
It's
to
sad,
end on.
but like I said,
Hold on, I've got one
good
thing
that
we
he
can
didn't
end on,
pass.
and it was what I was telling you earlier. That those rumors about Gina Carano. So
I'm glad you said this. Let's end on a positive note.
yes,
Let's end on a
You're
positive
repping the
note. I
shirt.
want to end on
You
a
got the
sad
shirt
note.
right now. So
what was that?
Rocking
you're
the
repping
Gina.
the shirt. You got the shirt on.
I am rocking the Cara Dune
What am I
Marshal of
wearing?
Navarro
Oh, yeah,
shirt.
just a black shirt.
I got a
'cause
shirt prepared for the next show we're doing. I'm wearing right now. So
So
I thought that was an AC/DC shirt until just
it looks
now.
like it. It looks like it.
I'm
I was
starting.
like,
to
you like AC/DC?
I do.
I'm starting to see the same story. These rumors about Cara Dune possibly returning for season 4.
Not season 3.
Mandalorian.
Not the
Not
upcoming
season
one.
3. No, this particular rumor, and I've seen it a few times, so it's not just like somebody speculating for clicks. I've seen it a few times. Rumor has it Mr. Jon Favreau really wants her back. Like John wants Cara Dune, Gina Carano bad. You know, I've heard nothing but people say terrific things about her on set, and for Disney to cancel her for what she did, first off, was wrong. People have said worse things. Okay. Yeah.
I've said worse things.
People in this room. Yeah.
I've
on
said
this
worse things on
podcast.
this
That's
show.
way different. I feel like I don't know.
Wait, different than what she said?
No, it's just like different because you're just being funny and just saying it as jokes. You don't mean it in a like hateful way.
I don't think she meant it
She
in a
didn't mean
hateful
it in a
way.
hateful
Well, I know,
way.
but, like,
They proved her
Hers weren't
point.
jokes. Hers were like making points. It's 2 different.
Yeah, but it was
I
a
see what you're
point that
saying,
was,
A valid
hey,
point, like-
this is something that is happening, and
Yeah.
if you and silencing me shows you that I'm right.
Yeah.
Well, we got to shut her the fuck up then. And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, see how like you're being exactly what I said was bad.
And people's biggest problem is just how hypocritical it was because Pedro Pascal said worse things 3 years earlier. And that was on the internet too, but he's the lead star of the show, and they shouldn't cancel him for that. They shouldn't have canceled Gina. I hope the
No,
rumors are
definitely
true.
not.
I hope the rumors are true, and I hope she's coming back.
Well,
I think so. I think she's going to come back.
It
I
was
mean, they
basically
rehired
Favreau.
James Gunn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It was
and
basically
the things that
Favreau,
I
right?
think James Gunn said, if we're being objective,
are the worst.
Oh,
were way
much
worse than what she
but
said.
worse.
His were also jokes.
Because he was
so,
also
like, how do you look at that?
Yes, I agreed, and I
Yeah.
will. I defended Roseanne when she said what she said.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, she was trying to be funny. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to be funny, but he's also defaming a mascot of the company that he's working for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
he didn't do it at the time, but it was like a what if Goofy fucked you joke or raped you or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like it'd be like
it's more not personal, but it's more like specific.
it's
and
specific.
related.
Like it's
yeah.
not an analogy, and
Right.
it's a joke, and he was trying to be funny. Whether you should try to be funny if you're not a comic is a debate for a different show. But when someone's trying to be funny and their intent is like, I was just being silly, like I didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings,
Yeah.
is different than being like, you know what, fuck the Jews.
Yeah,
Like that's a
not
very
joke.
different
That's a
thing,
very
and
Much
that's not
different.
what. That's not. I'm not saying that's what Gina Carano said.
No, she didn't.
I'm just
Yeah.
using that as like an extreme example
If somebody
of
said that,
somebody saying that.
obviously they're not.
You're
a good
insane.
dude.
If anyone actually genuinely thinks that, you should be put in a mental institution because you're fucking crazy.
Mel
Like
Gibson.
People are people.
he got a second chance. He's coming back.
I know.
That's
Like
true.
I know.
he said the worst shit
said some
possible
pretty
and
bad
meant
stuff.
it. To be
And meant
fair,
all of
and
it.
you and me know this, it was said in anger. So like,
Yeah.
I've said a lot of shit in anger that
Everybody
I didn't
has.
mean, and everyone has.
I have. We all
Should you
have.
be reamed across the coals? I mean, was it a little extreme? I don't think I've used those words in anger, but
Yeah.
again, it's a different time. I don't know. It's just she shouldn't have been fired. Pedro Pascal shouldn't be fired.
No.
Anyone who's expressing a thought, whether it's clumsy or not, was her statement a little clumsy? It's up for debate. I wouldn't say it's clumsy. I would say you should know not to use those words that will piss people off.
Yeah, it's all time and place. That's a lot of what it is.
You know, I wouldn't use that analogy. Sincerely, I like last week I said, Kyle, you're a Jew. Like I was being silly, I was being stupid. Like I don't hate Jewish people. Like come the fuck on, guys. Like I didn't see any hate. I'm sure it's coming, but
oh well.
You know, I don't care. What are you gonna fire me? What you gonna tell me I can't come to my own garage and turn on a recorder? Like get the fuck out of here. But I think we need to like have this line where if you're and you can always go like if something doesn't go like I was just trying to be funny like as an excuse, there should be like a hashtag that you say at the time.
Yeah.
That like joke #joke, so then everyone knows
Sarcasm.
you're just fucking around.
Yeah.
And then
but
we
at the
wouldn't have
same
this
time,
issue.
Like common sense exists, but obviously not.
Oh, common sense doesn't exist.
James
Anymore.
James Gunn's not a
Right.
comic though, and it is weird when you read shit out of context. I've went back and read some of my old jokes that I know are jokes because I wrote them as jokes, and you read it on paper, you're like, God damn, dude, what were you saying? Like that's horrifying, but like it was, in the right. Like think about Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Hey, I really should have had that ham sandwich.
Yeah.
Is that funny?
No,
Dude,
but
if I told you, hey man, I got a joke I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go on stage and go, man, I should have had that ham sandwich. Is that funny to
Like,
anybody?
are you done? Was that it?
Yeah, is that funny?
No.
But the way it's done, how it's said, the way you do it, it's all like that's why I don't think anything should just be written down like that, unless you truly mean what you're saying, and you can clearly and concisely say it in 140 or whatever the fuck characters they have on Twitter. You probably shouldn't say
still
it.
no
And
edit button,
still
right?
too many.
If you were
Still no edit button. Is that a thing? I don't know.
no.
Screw Twitter.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you or me, or if you and Evan were like, hey, I'm going to say this, I'd be like, don't say that.
Yeah.
Like, don't say that. Like, you should know not to say that. But you also shouldn't be scared to say what you think.
Yeah.
It's a really weird double-edged sword. Like, what's more important to you? Say this thing or work in Star Wars for the rest of your life?
Yeah, it should be.
Because for me,
not-
I wouldn't
not only
go.
Star Wars, but in
I wouldn't.
cinema,
I
just
wouldn't
keep
say
working.
that because it didn't change anyone's minds. Like that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
you're not going to change anyone's brain.
But you lost your job.
Exactly.
So-
and so, like, is it worth it to say that?
Pros and cons.
Or is it worth it just to shut the fuck up and collect a paycheck and then think that to yourself?
But that's not who Gina is.
I agree, and
Yeah.
and I think for her it meant more to her to say it
Yeah.
than the job meant. And
Oh,
if
yeah.
that's the case, I don't think there's really anything that I believe that much that I would put online. Not because I don't believe it, but because the outcome's not going to make a difference. I'm either going to say it and get fired,
Yeah.
or I'm going to not say it and just have the thought and continue on with my life. Like there's things that I truly believe that are happening right now. I'm not going to say it.
No.
There's just no reason
I don't
to
post
because it's
about
not
things like that. Like
it's not going to change. It's not going to sway anyone's mind.
No.
Anyone who's online that thinks that way is going to think that way no matter what you say or do.
And you saying
no
it
matter
is gonna
how
make them
you
think
say
that
it.
harder.
Exactly, and they see the word that pisses them off, and then you said the word that makes me angry. Now fuck you.
Yeah.
No matter what you said. So there's just no upside to it. That's why I choose to shut the fuck up and just do what I do
Yep.
and have fun on the show. At least there's context to the show.
Mm-hmm.
We're here, we're talking, we're being silly. We've had a few drinks. Evan's drinking a Bud Light. Tom's drinking, I can't see what that is.
It's a Mountain Dew Rise. That's
Mountain Dew.
With
He's
lots of
drinking
Skittles.
Mountain
He's
Dew
got
and some
the sugar
Skittles.
flowing.
And, there's at least you can go back and go, well, that's not what he meant because he said this before. He was being silly.
Yep.
There's context to it. When it's a tweet and people see it in writing, they put it in their heads differently than they do seeing like Norm Macdonald go, man, I wish I had that ham sandwich.
Yeah.
It's written down, so it seems like it's more intense than it is.
I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. Well, I hope Gina comes back.
Me too. I'm
And-
hoping
Yeah.
for it.
I
Wasn't
hope she
it
comes
Favreau
back.
that like made he didn't draw the concept art, but he helped shape that concept art to be Gina as
Yeah,
Cara
he
Dune.
wanted her.
That concept art.
She
was
respects him.
specifically
She's
made
talked
for
about how
her.
like she went to the audition and he was like, "Look, I want you for this.
I picture
So
you as this role.
This
Like,
is
it
your
has to be
character.
you. Like,
Just
yeah.
don't fuck up, like kind of thing. Like just do the audition and don't fuck up, and this
Yeah.
is your job.
Yep.
This is something that we made for you.
Yeah.
She's awesome. I love Gina
And that's
Carano.
how
Me
they
too.
did. Wasn't Gideon that way with Esposito?
Yeah. I mean, he's the best TV villain of all time. I mean,
Oh.
neither one of you have ever watched Breaking Bad.
I still haven't, but yeah.
Yes, I know the character.
He's
you're
the
talking
best
about.
TV villain of all time.
I
And
don't
dude, he owns a chicken restaurant.
Yeah, And
He owns
was-
Breaking Bad's Kentucky Fried Chicken, or like El Pollo Loco or something. It's actually El
it
Pollos
is-
Hermanos.
Yes. Do you
The Chicken Brothers.
I had
That's
that-
what it's called.
I had
the
that
Chicken
t-shirt.
Brothers.
Do you ever
a few
play
years
Far
ago.
Cry? The video game Far
No,
Cry.
No.
I know what it is, but I've never played it.
So he's going to be the villain in Far Cry 6.
Shut up.
In a video
look
game?
up the trailer.
Or-
It looks intense.
Done. If
Okay.
he's in it, I'm buying.
Yeah,
it. 100%.
it's a great game. Far Cry 4 is on my top 5 video games of all time.
really
He's
okay.
He's kind of a villain in Community too, and he was
Really?
great in Community. Yeah.
He's in Community.
yeah.
That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Last piece of news before we move on to our top 10 that we'll
Yes.
do on a
I
separate
love
episode
Community
here.
though.
TVC Navarro Cantina playset coming soon. I don't know if you guys saw this.
That's cool. I did
It
not see
showed
that.
up
Oh,
in
yeah.
Target system.
So does it
It's
come with a
coming
Gideon? Does it come with a
soon.
Gideon?
I don't know what it comes with.
What
I
about a
don't
web?
know what
A
it
web
comes with
cannon?
at
Does
all.
it come with that? A flame trooper?
I don't know what it comes with, bro. I have no clue. I doubt it. The playsets don't tend to come with new things unless
That's
it's
true. But the
specifically stated.
Palpatine playset, the Throne Room playset, came with existing figures. They're not new figures, but that's pretty sick. Does it come with that? Is it called Spotchka? The drink?
I don't know.
I think.
I want all of it. I want all the accessories.
Yeah.
I want all of it.
Like how our Oga's doesn't come with the.
I was really hoping the
Drink.
Black Series would have been an Oga's playset for
That'd be
TVC.
amazing.
That would have been nice.
I would spend. How much would you spend on that?
$500.
$500. I'd spend
Yeah.
$500 on that
Easy.
too.
I'm
I'm
spending
obsessed with
$500 on the
Oga's.
fucking Rancor. So
I'm obsessed with Oga's.
I'm
so
assuming it's
yes.
$500. It might be more because it's Black Series.
Yeah, it might be.
It's going to be a rough one to justify.
You know how I'm obsessed
sell
with
some white
Oga's,
boxes.
How I carry
So-
around coasters with me at all times, right? You know.
You dork.
I should have brought them today. I should have been like, see,
Oh
I
my
do.
God,
I
you
really
dork.
don't. That was just for the bit. But
All right, that's the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. We will see you on the next episode, which is our top 10 favorite Star
Or
Wars
best.
villains, or best, however you want to look at it.
yeah.
You can find me on Instagram at TheBradVentures on Instagram, youtube.com/TheBradVentures as well. Evan, where can they find you on the internet?
Kind of YouTube and Instagram at Evan T. Boucher.
Tom?
Follow me just at Fourth Mother Box.
Beautiful.
And
Great
we all have the
podcast.
Jedi
Check it
Talk
out wherever you
podcast.
find your podcast. Fourth Mother Box is one of my favorite podcasts. And
It's good.
I told you, right?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yep.
Um,
Even though Kyle doesn't like Hill House, it's okay. I don't like scary stuff, but I love Hill House. But I
Have you
guess that
gone
kind of
to
proves
SeaWorld
his
yet?
point. No, I'm not going to SeaWorld.
You're
I'm
not?
gonna go to SeaWorld.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised she hasn't made you go to
No.
SeaWorld yet.
She won't make me go.
She's like, Evan, come see me. I want to scare you.
Want to yell at me? No.
If I wanted to do that, I'd just
yell
stay
at
at
me
home.
later. It's fine.
Jack and
She did like a year ago scare me at my house, so she's done it before. So
I don't know what that means, but I don't really want to know.
It's okay. It was scary.
Thank you guys for listening to the show. We'll see you in the next show. Until then, stay safe. May the force be with you.
Always.
Rise, Jedi Knight.